And it's a question I ask myself every week. Well, how did I get here?
Have you found the answer yet?
No, I'm still
Okay.
still looking.
All righty.
Yeah, you've found yourself listening to the afternoon drive here on the Watchdog Network, along with Butch Maxwell today and Lola Miller, as almost always. Good to see you again, Lola. Have a nice long weekend.
Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
Good.
Yes.
Good. And do anything fun? Nothing you
No.
can say on the
Oh,
radio.
no. Well, we had a vet appointment, so
yeah.
somebody got snipped,
Ah,
and
okay.
so Friday was consumed then with making sure that he was okay. I mean, he was so drugged.
Yeah.
It was really amusing, actually. And then when the drugs wore off, it was like, oh, he's back to the same bratty stuff he always was. And we went to a birthday party on Saturday, and Rapunzel was there. So
Rapunzel.
all the kids it was fun
She
to
had
watch.
very, very, very long hair then.
Yes, and it was braided nicely. She had flowers in her hair. And yeah, it was. They do a really good job with the kids getting.
Who was this they?
Well, I don't know the name of the group that Allison hired, but you pick a character, like a Disney character, and they come and
They impersonate that character.
and get the kids involved with games and dances and songs. And, it was
that's very
really
cool.
nice.
I
Really,
I wasn't aware of that. I know, when my kids were of that age, there were clowns, which were always creepy, and
no
magicians
clowns at
and
our
stuff like
parties.
that.
No.
Yeah, that's good. Mine's been pretty laid back. I've been, just came in from painting my dad's house. I'm doing interior painting, and so every day.
Yes, that's a nice color.
Yeah, you notice my new color. Yeah, my nails are like white. But it's good. I'm just trying to get the house all fixed up. And it's getting close to Christmas time. I'm looking excited. I'm already thinking about next Monday's show. If all goes to plan, we're going to have a very special Christmas next Monday. But let's talk about today. This is Monday, December 14th, so we are just about smack dab in the middle of the month of December. And yes, tomorrow it will be 10 days until the big day, until Christmas Day. Yeah, so you got your shopping all done, right? You're
Just about.
Yeah? Good.
I mean, there's a few things, but I've been ordering online, so I wait until I'm a last minute shopper. But this year, especially with the rollout of the vaccine, I didn't want to take any chances. So
I agree. You never know. You could get sick and be down for a little while. I mean, I hope no longer than that. But you got to be careful. I've got most of mine. Most of mine are bought, I think, and none of the ones for my wife are wrapped, but everything else is because she wraps them. And, she does a great job. She does a really. I'm not a bad gift wrapper. I did it for many years. I was single for many years, and so I learned how to do those things. But she does it a lot better. So
I was one of those people that long ago, every wrapped gift had a special little something worked into the bow.
How nice. How thoughtful of you.
That was many years ago. Now it's like, okay, I got tissue paper, wrap it, slam it in a bag. Oh, okay, Merry Christmas.
I haven't sent out Christmas cards in a couple of years. I used to do that faithfully every year, and I would write a personal note on every card.
My sister still does that. But she takes
even
care
now,
of it.
when I get Christmas cards, I'm like, "Where's the personal note? What's going on?" Not everybody does that, And actually, it's very nice just to get cards from people. But I don't know. I just sort of it's fallen by the wayside with me. There are various traditions. I have to watch certain Christmas movies every year. We've already had White Christmas on, which is one of my favorites, and the one I've not yet watched. There was a tradition with me and my kids. They just loved National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and so we still. I have an ornament. Christmas Vacation ornament. I got them each one this year. Don't tell them though. It's before Christmas.
Okay,
I don't think they're going to hear. I don't think either of them listen to us online or anything. But yeah, it's we're getting there. It's getting to be feel a bit like Christmas. We had a little bit of snow. When we're really going to get some snow this week is Wednesday. It looks like Wednesday and Thursday look like snow is likely on those days. I don't know how much accumulation. If you're looking for it today, don't bother. It's going to be just kind of on the cold side, right around 37 degrees. That's what it is right now, and that's where it will remain until after dark, and it'll get down to about 27 tonight. Yeah. Tomorrow's going to be a lot like today, too, as far as weather goes, anyway. Kind of cloudy and all that. This is a typical Wheeling, West Virginia wintertime weather.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks bleak and everything. But inside, everything is cheery here at WKKX and WVLY. Today, on today's show, I've got no guests during the first hour because I've got a lot to say, a lot to talk about here. But my guest later in the show will be Dr. Howard Gamble, who is the director of the Ohio County Health Department, and he's going to call in, and we're going to talk a little bit about vaccine news and of course the current infection rate, et cetera. Just how this is stacking up locally too. I also have got a musical guest coming back in at 4 o'clock today. Really happy to have my very good friend Ryan Sears is going to be coming in. I think he's going to bring his wife Mindy too. So heaven knows who's going to watch their young children. But Ryan's going to play some music, and we're going to talk a bit and stuff like that. Keep kind of laid back. Ryan, you may also know, Ryan is a member of 2 different local bands. One of which is Mr. Fancy Pants, and the other is Just went right out of my mind.
I should know this.
Two
He
members
was
have
just
been
here.
here. He was just here too long ago. Yeah, the somethings, Anyway, we'll get that cleared up. But he's also an old veteran of Mystery Theater. He was a principal cast member for 10 years with Mystery Theater. So he even co-authored a few of them. So he is, and this is no joke, he is my very good friend. And I'm glad to have him here too. Topics of conversation, lots to talk about. Today, of course, is Election Day. It's Electoral College Day. And even as we speak, our president is being decided. Now, it's pretty much a formality. This happens every 4 years. The Electoral College meets. And they cast a vote on this day. Now, they are generally faithful voters. In other words, they will vote for whoever won in your particular state. And then, of course, all the state electoral ballots are counted up. And they're not actually recognized by the Congress until right after the first of the year. I think it's January 7th, I believe, somewhere in there. Between the 4th and the 7th. So that's when it sort of becomes official. But it's pretty well locked in once the Electoral College makes its votes. Now, of course, this has been a contentious post-election season. The president has raised the standards on sore loser. He can't give it up. He can't let it go that he lost this election. And I know it's tough. It's really tough. It was hard for me, and I wasn't running, but it was hard for me to concede that he won 4 years ago. And yet, on the day after election, we knew that Donald Trump was elected, and a lot of us, about half the country, was not happy about it. But nobody back then said, "Well, this is not legitimate. We're going to throw this out. We're going to challenge this in court. We're going to ask states to try to gang up on other states and drag them into court and say, hey, you're treating us unfairly because you voted for a guy we don't like," which is basically what Texas did last Friday, along with a total of 17 states, including West Virginia. Makes me so proud that my state wants to overturn an election that was completely legitimate. It was a legitimate election. The president keeps calling out and saying it's fraud. This is not legitimate, and yet he's presented absolutely no evidence of that. This is not a surprise, but this is just the ongoing drama. The president is, frankly, the president is a con man. He conned a significant part of the population 4 years ago into believing that he would stand up for them, and he's continued to con a significant part of the population to think that the election was illegitimate. This is a fundamental atrocity for the state of democracy here.
Well, he's still collecting money.
Yeah, yeah.
People, I heard somebody text, it was Hoppy's show, but Dave was on there, and asking, should I continue to send in money? Because I keep getting emails saying that he needs money to fight this thing. And Dave was very diplomatic. He said, I can't tell you how to spend your money.
Oh,
but,
did he? Yeah.
It's all going, even if you sent it in under the pretext early on of legal fees, 75% or better of that money was going directly into a PAC that he controls, as opposed to going to legal fees.
Right.
You know,
right.
so.
Yeah, if you believe that the president is extremely rich, very, very rich, he said it many times, how rich he is, why does he need your money? Why should you send him any money at all? That's just crazy. He said that he was going to fund his own election, both in 2016 and 2020. He didn't fund any of it in 2020. Nothing, zero. So that was all on you guys, if you contributed to it. Is he going to stand down now that say after today, we won't know the results of the Electoral College vote until late this evening. Each of the states are voting within their own states, and Hawaii, I think they have to do it by 5 p.m. or something like that, and Hawaii would be the last. So we probably won't hear from them until about 7 o'clock tonight. If it goes correctly or the way it ought to go, Joe Biden will end up with 306 electoral college votes. Although, there may be somewhere along the line what they call a faithless elector who would not vote for Joe Biden, or maybe the other way, maybe not vote for Donald Trump. That happened in 2016. There were two electors who were faithless who wouldn't vote for Donald Trump. They voted instead for the other conservative candidate that year. But so he actually was elected with 304 electoral votes. Although if you look at most of the official, most of the official statistics will tell you, he won 306, and he was entitled to that 306.
Well, don't expect today to stop anything.
Oh yeah,
because it still has to be certified by the legislature, the Senate, I think, on January 6th.
January 6th is it?
So,
okay. I couldn't remember the exact date. I mentioned that a moment ago, though. Yeah.
I mean, these people are still living in a fantasy land where, it wasn't a legitimate election.
So here it is, inaugural day. Then you got Biden up there, and you've got Trump trying to get over on the other side. Hey, get out of the way! What kind of crazy stuff are we looking at? When is he going to stand down? Maybe inauguration day, he just disappears.
They'll move all of his stuff out.
Yeah.
On inauguration
Yeah.
day, they move everybody's stuff out and move Biden's stuff in.
Yeah.
Although I've read some articles saying Melania has been packing since the 4th,
Yeah, I'm sure she's eager to get out of there. And really, the Trumps called the White House a dump anyway when he first moved in, and so he doesn't have his gold-plated toilet there. So,
are you sure?
Well, I
He
don't.
may have had it shipped in.
He could have. He could have. I think he's. I just wish him, to a nice retirement, in Mar-a-Lago for a couple of weeks until the indictments come in, and then we'll see from there. Yeah, go ahead and pardon your family, pardon everybody. Yeah, sure, whatever. I know you're going to do that, so that's fine. Go ahead and try and pardon yourself. We'll see if that sticks. But this is going to come back. I don't think Trump will be running for president again. I really don't. I think most likely he's going to face legal challenges to the degree that he will be ineligible to run again. That's my prediction. I'll go out on a limb and say that. And that may be wishful thinking too. I don't know. But it looks like
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you.
That's right. That's my Christmas wish. I've never wished anything ill for any previous president. I was not a big fan of George W. Bush, but I never wished him ill. When he was out of office or anything. But this is a challenge for me as a human being, as a person, to not be vindictive and not to run victory laps and things like that. Now we had an outcome. It was in my estimation, it was pretty good. And frankly, Joe Biden wouldn't have been my choice for president. I'm sure he wouldn't have been yours.
Not mine either.
Yeah,
but
yeah. But I was like most so many Americans. I was voting for not Trump, basically. I vote for not Trump, and
what'll be nice now is no more drama. Well, late night's going to be really boring.
Yeah, it will.
But
It will. Yeah.
no more drama. How? I'm glad. It's just he's moderate and thoughtful and boring. I
Empathetic
want boring
yeah.
so badly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree with you. I'm glad I don't feel like I have to stay close to the news. Like, not that I ever did have to, but I felt compelled to. What is that guy going to do next? And just to check in and say, oh no, here, what he said, what he did, what.
It was a joke around here because they would start every ABC newscast with him saying something, and I'm heading outside, so I am railing down the hall, and everybody knew. Oh
yeah.
It's just she just heard something. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. But if you didn't know me or hadn't been around, you'd think, oh my God,
he's just an
her
unpleasant
dog
person.
just died.
It is true. Yeah. And it was. So yeah, I'm looking forward to not having to constantly watch all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, so what happens? If we look at the timeline for after Election Day. Election Day was on the 3rd, right? And so then between November 4th and the 23rd, actually, votes were counted. There were several recounts, including 2 in the state of Georgia.
I thought they did 3.
Maybe it was 3. Yeah, it was. But they were counted and counted and counted again. Yeah. And in Wisconsin, the recount yielded extra votes for Joe Biden, which didn't please the president. And what has happened since then is the states have been certifying their election results. Now, each state does it a little bit differently. They had a month to do this between November 10th and November 11th and December 11th. They did that. And every state does it a little bit differently, but starting the week after Election Day, state governments begin to certify their election results. And Georgia had to certify its results 3 times following a full audit and a recount. December 8th, which just passed last week, that was Safe Harbor Day. You might have heard about that. That's where basically everybody, all the states have to determine the election results and assign electors. And then today is December 14th, and that's when electoral votes are cast. Now, by law, this date is the first Monday after the second Wednesday in December. So I don't know where those 18th century guys, they had a sense of humor. So anyway, this year that falls on December 14th, which is today, and electors meet in their respective states and cast paper ballots for the U.S. president. The results are then tabulated, signed, sealed, and sent by registered mail to the vice president in Washington. Many states have laws requiring their electors to support the winner of their state's election, but not all of them. By December 23rd, the night before Christmas, electoral votes must arrive in Washington, and then the certified electoral votes have 9 days to get from their states to Capitol Hill. So the next thing that happens, January 3rd, the new Congress is sworn in. Members of the House and the new members of the Senate take the oath of office at around noon, and this is the official start of what will be the 117th Congress. However, Georgia's two state Senate seats will remain unfilled until after a runoff election, which is scheduled for January 5th. On January 6th, the electoral votes are counted in Congress. So what happens there is members of the House and the Senate are going to meet in the House chamber, and the president of the Senate, who is, of course, Vice President Mike Pence, will preside over the session, just as Al Gore did in 2000, just as Joe Biden did in 2016, et cetera, et cetera. What they'll do is they will read the votes out loud and count them in alphabetical order by 2 appointees from each from the House and the Senate. And then they will give their tallies to Pence, who will announce the results and listen for any objections. If there are objections, the House and Senate can consider them separately and decide on how to count those votes. There are a total of 538. That's the magic number. 1 for each congressman and 1 for each senator, plus 3 for Washington, D.C. If no candidate gets a majority, which is 270, then the 435 members of the House decide the election. Each state gets a vote. So while there are more Democrats in the House, Republicans, as of now, control more state delegations. So it is possible that the House could pick Donald Trump, even though there is a Democratic majority. So this may be what he is holding out for. The House has until noon on January 20th to pick the president. And if they can't, then it would be the vice president or the next person eligible in line of presidential succession. And on January 20th is Inauguration Day. If the president-elect dies between election day and inauguration, the vice president-elect takes the oath of office and becomes president. In a disputed election, if the House has not chosen a president, but the Senate has chosen a vice president, the vice president-elect becomes acting president until the House makes a choice. And if there's no president-elect and no vice president-elect, then the House appoints a president until one is chosen. So that is the nuances of the law. That's how this is all going to play out, at least in theory, at least according to the rule book. But, this is 2020, and that will be 2021. So who knows, right, Lola? It's
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's take a little break. When we come back, I've got a little bit of a local COVID update and some more talk about the news, et cetera, and looking forward to my conversation with the Ohio County Health Department's Dr. Howard Gamble in the 3 o'clock hour. So just stick around. You're listening to Butch Maxwell right here on the Afternoon Drive on the Watchdog Network.
Save on your next project today at Menards, your home improvement store. Menards carries a great selection of Master Force power tool accessories. We have what you need to take on whatever you're up against. We carry Master Force sandpaper, drill bits, hole saws, cutting wheels, and more. Save on everything for your next project right now at Menards. Good through December 20th. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube voted Best Wings USA.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83. at 304-233-4445.
My little girl hurt her foot and needed a doctor fast, but her physician wasn't available, and I wanted her seen as soon as possible. Then I remembered the Wheeling Hospital Urgent Care, right in downtown Wheeling at the Stone Center on Market Plaza. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, the center is ideal if you have a sudden sickness or injury. The doctors and nurses were great, and they also provided x-rays, a pharmacy, and lab draw station. No appointments needed, and convenient parking is nearby. Wheeling Hospital Urgent Care. They'll take good care of
Throughout the Ohio Valley, back to school is looking different. Each day, parents, teachers, students, coaches, and administrators are finding solutions to situations that are unprecedented. All of us at the Highlands appreciate everything you are doing and are here for the items you need. Visit hitthehighlands.com for the current guidelines and updated contact information of our retailers and restaurants.
Hey man, what can I get you?
Yeah, can I have 2 Coors Lights?
You got it. Hey Mike! I need 2 Coors Lights!
Sure thing.
With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
It's that time of year again where you need to get your packages out to your loved ones just in time for Christmas. So let Spry's Mail Center Plus help you with all your shipping and packing needs. Choose from UPS, FedEx, DHL, and the United States Postal Service. Spry's Mail Center Plus also handles copying, faxing, mailbox rentals, and other business services. Located at 953 National Road in the Woodsdale Plaza next to Papa John's. So stop in this holiday season and let Stacy and her staff treat you like family, or give them a call at 304-232-1885.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine has arrived in West Virginia. Governor Jim Justice says the first doses arrived in Charleston and Morgantown earlier today. He says the vaccine will be placed at 3 other hubs tomorrow in Greenbrier, Cabell, and Berkeley counties. West Virginia Healthcare Association Executive Director Marty Wright, whose organization oversees nursing homes, says the first vaccinations will happen at several homes later today. Wright says he called those homes earlier and got a positive response.
Everyone was super excited. They recognize how significant this is. They recognize the impact it's going to have on fighting this virus. So everyone's very excited. But with that is general understanding. This is a new vaccine, so there's obviously a lot of questions.
Wright says it'll take a few weeks to complete the round of vaccinations at several hundred nursing homes. Governor Justice says he'll be vaccinated at 5:30 this evening at the state capitol. The governor also talking about the continued surge of COVID-19 cases during today's coronavirus media briefing. He says Dr. Deborah Birx of the President's Coronavirus Task Force met with state officials today.
We have now been 8 weeks, so the duration of this surge is significantly sharper, significantly greater, but the duration is hanging with us significantly longer as well.
The state is currently reporting more than 21,000 active COVID-19 cases. More than 1.3 million tests have been administered. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. West Virginia's 5 electors to the Electoral College will vote this hour for President Donald Trump. For President, Joe Biden will win the Electoral College today. U.S. Senator Joe Manchin says the most recent Senate bills dealing with the next stimulus package will be introduced in the Senate at 4 o'clock today. Manchin says they've separated the packages, putting the things everyone can agree on into one package and the more political items in a separate package. He says he hopes to have both passed by the end of the week. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
The Watchdog, FM 98.1 and FM 97.7. Live local talk radio. The kind of gift that gets delivered every day, regardless of whether you're naughty or nice.
wasting all my time. 'Cause when you're standing oh so near, I kinda lose my mind. It's not the perfume that you wear, it's not the ribbons in your hair. And I don't mind you coming here and wasting all my time.
The Cars are giving us just what we needed, what I needed today. Good music. You know what? I may have some program music for you next week. I don't know. Since it's Christmas, I've got a few Christmas carols and stuff like that. You know. But,
yes, best you choose them.
yeah. Y'all do that. 'Cause, you know, I don't know. I want to talk about your home state a minute. Oh yeah. Credible threats of violence prompted the closure of the Michigan Capitol to the public ahead of the Electoral College vote today.
Again?
Yep. Michigan authorities have decided to close the state capitol to the public and shutter the House and Senate offices today when they will formally declare Joe Biden the president-elect, at least from the state of Michigan. The decision was not made because of anticipated protests, but actually was made based on credible threats of violence, according to Amber McCann, the deputy chief of staff and spokeswoman for the Republican Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey. The communications director for the GOP House Speaker Lee Chatfield also told reporters on Sunday evening that offices would be closed, and he didn't elaborate on the security concern, but he did say that the House and legislative bodies were informed about it by the Michigan State Police, which declined to comment on the matter. Citing safety and security concerns in the downtown Lansing area, a notification emailed to Michigan lawmakers advised staff to work remotely today. Only those needed for the Electoral College will be permitted in the Capitol building, according to this email. Now, the Electoral College meeting will be streamed via Senate TV, and you can watch it. I was just looking on Facebook, and a friend of mine is already monitoring that. He said right now, in fact, I think there were only, I think a total of 8 votes in or 9 votes in, 9 votes. And, Trump has 5 and Biden has 3. So now, we're just thinking, hey, I was ahead. What happened here? But anyway, in Michigan, Michigan, of course, in particular, has been the epicenter of a lot of tension this year. In the spring, Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer faced heated pushback over a pandemic stay-at-home orders, and protesters, some of whom were armed, stormed the Michigan Capitol. And weeks before the election, 13 people were charged in an alleged domestic terrorism plot to kidnap Whitmer. Whitmer and the other state Democratic officials have at times blamed Trump for provoking tensions, with the governor writing an Atlantic op-ed that every time the president attacks her on Twitter, there is a surge of vicious attacks, and that he is putting women leaders at risk. The White House has repeatedly disputed her accusations, and yet the president himself was saying, what was some of the stuff he was saying about your home state, Lola? Free Michigan and all that stuff.
Michigan and a couple other states.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, I think, was
I think
one of
Virginia
them.
was one, and he was saying that they were going to come and take the guns away.
Democratic states.
Right.
Democratic administration.
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I was really. I've got family up there, and when I talked to them the first time, when all that came out about the kidnapping plot and all that,
right?
I was shocked that family members were so sympathetic to that cause. I was just really, really surprised. And
They liked the idea of of armed militia.
They wouldn't say no, but they didn't say yes. It was like, we're not going there. Okay, well, that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, wait, we were raised by the same set of parents. I don't understand this in the least, but...
Well, it goes to show, Lola, that you're a critical thinker and that you've moved beyond that sort of thing. So that's good for you.
But still, it's disturbing
It
to
is.
hear people that, you love and,
Yeah.
and but it's been years that politics is off the table.
Yeah.
When we go up there, there might be some digs, and there are some things that I can laugh about, but primarily it's like, nope, we don't go there at all in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Or I'm going home. I'll take my bow and I'll go home.
Yeah, it's true. And here we are living in the Trumpiest state in the union, and yet.
Well, one of, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's something else that I'm going to bring up a baseball story. You believe it? I'm going to talk about sports for a minute. The Cleveland Major League Baseball team has decided to drop Indians from its name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think about this? Does it make sense?
I guess.
I don't know. Redskins seems definitely offensive. Indians, it's a misnomer, but I've known some Native Americans who just say, just say Indian. So I don't know. I'm really,
I have always heard, every time these kind of things come up over the past, that the tribe that is connected to that whole Cleveland area has always felt that it was, it understood the name and the meaning and the feelings behind it, and were never against it.
Yeah.
But now, so Bill was trying to come up with, well, he was taking suggestions, not that they're going to listen to us, but one of the names that Biff came up with, actually, the Rocks, Cleveland Rocks.
Cleveland Rocks.
They'd already have their own theme song.
There you go. You got it. That's a good one. Yeah.
And
they're very proud of the rock and roll tradition there. So.
Well, and they got rid of the logo,
Yeah.
Chief
And
Wahoo.
they got Chief Wahoo out.
A long time ago.
And that was definitely a racist.
But they've
character.
got to leave the C.
Yeah.
They've got to leave the Cleveland C.
Yeah, and I don't see why they wouldn't, but yeah, they got rid of that in 2018, and so now they're saying, well, it's time to move forward. They haven't decided on a name yet, but I don't know. I like Biff's Cleveland Rocks. That's not bad. There have been we have the Atlanta Braves, and of course the NFL's Washington Redskins and the Kansas City Chiefs. They're also facing some pressure to re-examine their names as Americans more directly grapple with issues of racism. Washington's NFL team, formerly the Redskins, did away with their name in July and are now the Washington football team.
Please don't make it the Cleveland baseball team. Please
No,
come up with something.
Yeah, I don't know why. Washington, you could come up with something too.
They've got
The
a
Washington
plethora
Swamp,
of-
how's that?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and so I don't know. That's kind of interesting. As a white guy, an admitted white guy, I guess I've got no strong feelings about the use of the name Indian versus Native American or indigenous peoples. I think when they chose this, I went to a high school, a local high school, no longer exists, called Triadelphia, and it was at the time I was there, we were called the Little Reds, and we had the Little Reds, and it was an Indian, and I think it was exactly the same as the Cleveland Indian. I think it was somehow just kind of a genericized logo, and I think schools all over the country use that. And I think the intention was that these are brave warriors, and and so that I don't think it was intentionally racist, but it still is, because it stereotypes a number of people. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing to move on from that. I'm not sure what Triadelphia's symbol is these days, or who their logo is based on, but that's what it was when I was there, the Little Reds. And of course, I guess Steubenville's Big Red, right?
Yeah.
Is that an Indian? Is that reference to Indian too? Because
I
Indians
always think of it as
supposedly
that.
have red skin. They don't, by the way. But
I always took it as that damned horse.
Oh, okay.
that spits fire out.
Oh, okay.
Before they,
Yeah, maybe that's
I mean,
it. Yeah.
but that has been Big Red
Yeah.
for, I mean, when my mom went to school there.
Yeah. And nobody in Steubenville calls it Steubenville High School. They just
No,
call it Big Red.
Big Red.
Big Red. It's
A
like,
name that gives fear to all who oppose them.
I
I'm
guess,
telling you.
yeah. I guess.
So,
Well, God bless him is what I say. God bless him. And I mean that in a southern sense.
this is hard.
The COVID-19 vaccine is now in West Virginia. During his press briefing just today, the West Virginia Governor Jim Justice said the COVID vaccine is now available. It is, of course, in Kanawha and Monongalia counties this morning, and it's not in Ohio County yet. But I'll ask Howard Gamble about this when he expects it and things like that. Of course, remember that the vaccine takes 2 doses, 21 days apart. And Justice is encouraging every single person in the state to take the vaccine. He said that he's going to be vaccinated himself at 5:30 p.m. today. And Ohio also received their vaccines. Actually, they received them today as well. They administered the first dosage of vaccines at Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center. Kentucky also got theirs on Sunday and administered their first dose today. So it's happening. It's coming.
Got a question for
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
I have heard talk that in order to keep track of who has had the vaccine, that they would like to tie it to either your passport or your driver's license. And they're thinking along the lines that perhaps there might be venues that will say, unless you've been vaccinated, you cannot come in. So you couldn't go to a concert or a
Right.
sporting event. I'll let them attach to both as long as it's not a big fee, you know, because if we go to Canada, I want it on my passports. They
Right.
know that I have been. And the same with my driver's license.
Yeah, it
If I
seems
want
like,
to go to a sporting event or a concert, I don't want any grief. And I don't want to, if they can do that as opposed to having to carry an ID card, I would much prefer it electronic, and then I don't have to worry about keeping it. You know?
That's true. And because I lose stuff all the time myself. So,
I know.
yeah. But for people who don't have a driver's license, or a lot of people don't have passports, there probably does need to be some kind of documentation they can take care of too. Maybe Howard Gamble will have some ideas on that. I want to just take a few minutes here to explain what I've learned about vaccines from reading from doctors, what they've had to say, and giving us a scientific explanation of what happens when you get this vaccine. And there are 2 of them that we'll talk about now, Pfizer's and Moderna's vaccine. And they're similar in that they are both called mRNA. So mRNA vaccines. Now, what they work is on is your RNA. And it's called mRNA because it sends a messenger to the RNA. And it's a genetic template that once it enters a cell, it's capable of being read by the cellular machinery and is translated into a small SARS COVID protein so it kind of fools your body into thinking that you've just been infected. But remember that the mRNA vaccine doesn't make the entire virus. It only makes a very small portion of a viral protein called a spike. So there is absolutely no biological possibility of getting COVID-19 from the vaccine, because all it does is inject a very, very small part of the viral protein called a spike. In addition, the mRNA is technically genetic material, so it is not DNA. DNA and RNA are 2 different molecules with 2 different functions in a cell. So you can think of RNA as a carbon copy of a piece of DNA, and it's used as a template to make protein so that the DNA can remain in the nucleus and keep doing its day job. This mRNA will not go into the nucleus and will not change your DNA, and it will not integrate into your genome or alter your genetics in any way. Again, it's simply a template for making a small protein in the virus in order to introduce this foreign protein into the body so that your body can then mount an immune response. So, got that? Good. So, let's take it on a little bit further. Let's talk about symptomology. As I mentioned, there's a 0% chance of getting COVID from either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine. But that doesn't mean there won't be some symptoms. As with most vaccines, the majority of symptoms are going to be at the injection site. So anytime there's anything foreign is injected under your skin, there's going to be some inflammation and some soreness. And this is natural, this is expected, this is the way your body is supposed to work. There will be no lasting effects. If you stepped on a rusty nail, it's going to be sore for a while and you'll get inflamed, because your body's going to fight off anything foreign that was on that nail. So far, both vaccines have been through tens of thousands of test subjects in phase 3 trials and not one single major adverse event. So this is really great news because the vaccine appears to be quite safe and effective, just like the profile of all other vaccines. So, okay, now let's talk about delivery. All vaccines are given with substances that can either enhance the immunology or can help them gain entry into the cells. In this case, being an mRNA vaccine, naked mRNA cannot readily enter cells because it needs to gain entry into your cells in your arm in order to begin making that foreign spike protein. So the delivery vehicle for both of these vaccines is called LPN. And what LPN does, they tend to be little spheres that surround the mRNA. And in order to get into a cell, a molecule needs to be greasy, basic. It needs to be hydrophobic. I know it sounds a little gross, but these LPNs are lipid-based. They're grease. And they'll slip into the cell carrying their payload of mRNA into the cell. And once they're in the cells, the LPNs will break them open and deliver the mRNA payload. And the LPN debris then is simply broken down further by the cell and gotten rid of. Both the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines are based on this LPN delivery. So what's that mean for safety? Well, LPNs have been given to hundreds of thousands of subjects so far and are used as a delivery method in a lot of other approved medicines, not just these vaccines. The only thing to say about LPN safety is that LPN can exacerbate local inflammation, so your arm may be a bit more sore than it would be when you get the flu vaccine. But in most cases, there's very little discomfort. And finally, the type of symptoms that you may experience, like a fever and chills, this may come after your second dose. Your first dose is kind of a prime dose. You've got to get a second one, a booster, and in that time, you may get a little bit sick. You're not going to get COVID, though. Yeah, but what you may feel is your body's going to begin to react and recognize that foreign protein and from that booster, and so you may feel a little ill. You may feel bad for about a day or so. It's going to pass quickly. You probably won't, you won't have to leave work most likely or anything like that. You may get a headache, a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of body ache, but it'll go away. But it's important to get that second shot. You will not have adequate immunity without both shots. They both appear to be very effective, and that's great news. They're much more effective than, say, the flu vaccine. It's much more on order of what we see with polio, yellow fever, and measles vaccines, greater than 90% immunity. So, in summation, just so you got all this, both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are safe. Neither will give you COVID. Neither will alter your DNA. There will be some local discomfort with the first inoculation and possibly some fever and fatigue with the second one. Not everybody is going to get the fever on the second one, though. And it is highly effective at stopping COVID and can't be compared to the flu virus vaccines that we've gotten each year. And they use something called a spike protein. So that's how the vaccine works. And I've boiled it down to the simplest forms that I possibly can. And this all comes directly from a medical doctor who certainly knows a lot more about it than some guy on the radio. But I don't know. When I read this, I understood it so much better, and I really wanted to share this so that you, the listener, may have a little better understanding of what we're in for. So with that, we're set up. We're going to be talking to Howard Gamble right after the news break, and you're listening to Butch Maxwell on the Afternoon Drive on the Watchdog Network.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Its first doses of COVID-19 vaccine.
I think it is literally nothing short of the equivalent of putting a human being on the move.
Dr. Patrick Troy is a pulmonologist at the Connecticut hospital where Governor Ned Lamont was on hand for the first shots.
I can't think who else deserves to get this vaccine first than the people on the front lines.
This is part of the start to a months-long process of inoculating the public against a virus that has claimed 300,000 American lives. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Not long after the Wisconsin Supreme Court rejected another Trump election challenge, Wisconsin's electors at the state capitol gathered, as are their counterparts in other states. Governor Tony Evers.
Wisconsin cast its 10 electoral votes for President of the United States of America to Joseph R. Biden, Jr., and for Vice President of the United States of America, 10 electoral votes also for Kamala D. Harris.
President-elect marking 8 years since the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre.
Biden says in a paper statement, quote, "No matter how long it's been, every time you talk about it, you relive it as though you just heard the news. 8 years later, I know the pain never fully heals." The former vice president offers praise for the families of the victims at the school in Newtown, Connecticut, saying through their pain, they helped usher in a collective and growing purpose about gun violence. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
U.S. Attorney's Office and the United Auto Workers Union reaches settlement on corruption charges. The union will have an independent monitor, U.S. Attorney Matthew Schneider.
This criminal investigation and this prosecution have revealed a need to reform and to clean up and to return to greatness the storied United Auto Workers Union.
On Wall Street, the Dow's down a little bit. You're listening to ABC News.
Starting route. Your destination is 0.1 miles away.
If you drive
In
less than
500 feet, turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
if you drive less than 25 miles a day, you could be paying less every day with pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate. You get the same reliable coverage and hands-on expertise you'd expect from Allstate, but now at a price that's tailored to the miles you drive.
Call your local Allstate agent and start paying what's right for you. Includes a daily rate. Prices vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Not applicable in California. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hopeful news toward herd immunity.
More than 8 in 10 Americans say they would receive the coronavirus vaccine, but the nation is a bit divided on when. An ABC News Ipsos poll found 40% of respondents would take it immediately, but 44% say they would wait a bit longer before getting one. 15% say they would refuse the vaccine altogether. 45% of the respondents who were personally affected by the pandemic say they would get a vaccine. It was only 30% for Americans who have not contracted the virus or don't know someone who has. Lionel Moise, ABC News.
Sources saying Russian mischief, to put it mildly, isn't over. ABC News Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas.
U.S. officials suspect the Russian government has been spying on federal agencies on a potentially brazen and broad scale. The Treasury and Commerce departments have been hit in what my sources are calling a highly sophisticated attack from the Kremlin that may have also targeted other agencies. U.S. officials believe that the Russians hacked into computer systems and were able to secretly look at communications of U.S. government officials for months.
Terrifying and not always vegan. They've done a reconstruction of the brain of one of the earliest dinosaurs to roam the earth at England's University of Bristol. It's the Thechodontosaurus. They used advanced imaging and 3D modeling, and it looks like it may have eaten meat, unlike its giant, long-necked later relatives, including the Diplodocus and Brontosaurus, which only fed on plants. This is ABC News.
Some gifts say, I care about you. Some gifts say, I'm going to wow you. This year, one gift says both. It's the new Oral-B IO, the electric toothbrush with the irresistible design that dentists will find irresistible for another reason. It improves oral health by delivering the wow of a professional clean feel at home every single day. This year, give the gift of wow. The Oral-B IO. Oral-B, brush like a pro.
Chuck Severson, ABC News.
In a hurry and need to see a doctor? The Woodsdale Health Center and Walk-In Clinic is located across from Little Caesars on National Road. Open 7 to 7 Monday through Friday. Patients can receive primary care, treatment of minor illnesses and injuries, wellness visits and physicals. There's also a lab draw station open from 8 to noon weekdays. A division of Wheeling Hospital, the Woodsdale Health Center is led by family physician Dr. Michael Wilson. Call 304-234-1971. They'll take good care of you.
Save on your next project today at Menards, your home improvement store. Menards carries a great selection of Master Force power tool accessories. We have what you need to take on whatever you're up against. We carry Master Force sandpaper, drill bits, hole saws, cutting wheels, and more. Save on everything for your next project right now at Menards. Good through December 20th. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
In a divided year, we can still be united through giving. There's a $300 above-the-line tax deduction this year thanks to the CARES Act. You can take a $300 deduction for charitable donations. As an organization that promotes giving, the United Way of the Upper Ohio Valley encourages you to utilize this tax deduction. Consider making a donation to a nonprofit agency with a cause that's important to you. Any donation made to the United Way will go towards our annual campaign supporting local programs focusing on the community's toughest
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Monday, mostly cloudy skies, a daytime high in the low 40s. Will fall to about 26 for the overnight low under partly cloudy skies. Clouds, limited sunshine around for your Tuesday with highs in the low 40s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors. The afternoon drive continues with more news, sports, and talk on the Watchdog.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Oopsie. Yeah. Okay, you got me there. I've been. You've hit me with that meme. Okay. You're listening to the Afternoon Drive with Butch Maxwell, along with Lola and Mark Miller. And right now, just in case you're keeping track, the score is 202 to 174. Yeah, according to the New York Times, as of 3 o'clock. That is the Electoral College vote right now. We still got a long way to go, but just to keep you up to date, there's the sports score. We got a call. Who's on the line?
It's Wade.
Hey, Wade.
Good afternoon, Butch, Lola. Hey, I had two comments. First, I don't know if you've ever been to a football game up in Steubenville.
I have
not. Yeah. Their mascot is a big red horse that breathes fire when they score a touchdown.
Yeah,
so that's Big Red.
That's the Big Red. Okay, yeah, that's what.
Yeah, it does refer to an Indian.
Okay.
Second thing is, there in the teens, 19 teens, there was a semi-pro baseball team in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know if you've heard of the Birmingham Niggers.
No,
Yeah,
really.
Their mascot was named Rufus, and you can find a picture of them online.
Oh.
It's Chief Wahoo without the feathers and dark brown skin.
Yeah, so it's a
Birmingham Niggers.
Now, when did do you know when that team was around? That's
it was back in the teens,
Okay.
19 teens, teens and 20s.
Yeah. That's
I was
pretty
watching
shocking.
I was watching a documentary about baseball. I think the same person that did the Civil War.
Okay, Ken Burns?
Ken Burns,
Yeah.
He did this documentary on baseball, and that's where I first learned about it. And so,
Were they?
go online and.
I want to check that out, Wade. That's interesting. Now, were they part of the so-called Negro League?
No. This was a semi-pro white baseball team.
A white baseball team. Oh,
yeah.
Man. Well,
check it out.
I will. Thanks, Wade. I appreciate your input here today. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Says Wade. He's here occasionally. Nice to hear from him. And okay, we were waiting on a call from Dr. Gamble. He'll call eventually. I want to give you the rundown for the sports programming right here on the Watchdog Network. Mondays, as usual, the Bob Huggins Show takes place right here, starting at 7 p.m. It'll be on WKKX. On tomorrow, you can catch Bel Air at St. Clairsville at 7:30 p.m. on WVLY. So that's Bel Air, St. Clairsville, 7:30 p.m. Tuesday. We're going to skip Wednesday. Thursday, we've got the Ryan Day Radio Show, 8 to 9 p.m. on WVLY. And Friday. So what do we have Friday? We have WVU men's basketball at Iowa State. That is at 9 p.m., and that'll be on both stations. So you can catch that on all of our stations, FM 98.1, FM 97.7, etc. And on our AM side, AM 1600. Also, on Saturday, you can catch OSU. This is a place to listen to OSU football. So you've got, OSU at Northwestern, and that'll be at high noon on WVLY. And on Sunday, the Browns at the Giants, and that'll be at 8:20 p.m. On WKKX. So that is the sports coming up in this area. Okay. I was going to save this for a little bit later, but I think we'll just go ahead and talk about it now. Dr. Jill Biden, she is the new First Lady, the incoming First Lady. Jill Biden is not a medical doctor, and yet she has the audacity to call herself doctor. Now, why would she do that? Well, she earned a PhD. That's why. And there was an op-ed that has gotten a whole lot of backlash from a guy named Joseph Epstein, one of the, yet another notorious Epstein. He argued that Jill Biden should drop the honorific because she is not a medical doctor, but rather earned her doctorate in education. And he said that her use of the title feels fraudulent, not to say a touch comic. This is very odd, very odd. The op-ed drew a whole lot of ire on Twitter from Biden staffers and supporters and those who have doctorates and journalists, including at least one from the Wall Street Journal. Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, tweeted that the op-ed would never have been written by a man, written about a man, rather. And Pete Buttigieg's husband said that the author could have used fewer words to just say, you know, in my day, we didn't have to respect women. It's just very strange. The Wall Street Journal's editorial page posted a response on Sunday to the criticism of Epstein's op-ed. He said, if you disagree with Mr. Epstein, fair enough, write a letter or shout your objections on Twitter. But these pages aren't going to stop publishing provocative essays merely because they offend the new administration or the political censors in the media and academia. Okay, that's fair enough. But it doesn't change the fact that we call people with PhDs doctor, and if you're confused about it, that's your problem. In this editorial, in this op-ed, it said the Biden team strikes back. The editor of the Wall Street Journal called out statements from Jill Biden's press spokesman and her director, Elizabeth Alexander, and they accused Team Biden of pushing the sexist theme in reference to reactions from the original op-ed editorial. Why go to such lengths to highlight a single op-ed on a relatively minor issue? My guess is the Biden team concluded it was a chance to use the big gun of identity politics to send a message to its critics as it prepares to take power. There's nothing like playing the race or gender card to stifle criticism. It's the left's version of Donald Trump's enemy of the people tweets. Well, I don't know. It may be a small matter, but it's ridiculous. And especially when you consider the source. Well, first of all, the Wall Street Journal is kind of famous for its right-wing bent. Anyway, and the original source, the author of this, is a university lecturer, and not just any university, at Northwestern University. He's a former lecturer, I should say, and he has since been dismissed from Northwestern and disinvited to be any part of their staff anymore, because they know at the university level that you call people who have a doctorate or a PhD, you call them doctor. And in fact, there are other honorariums too that get the doctor title. You get if you're an MD or if you're a DO, you're a doctor as well. You can also get other clinical degrees. And in fact, here's the thing: a PhD is a higher degree than an MD. An MD is a clinical degree. A DO is a clinical degree. They are easier to earn than a PhD or an EDD, for that matter, which are also terminal degrees. There are other terminal degrees that you can get that are not as extensive as a PhD or an EDD as well. These might be to have, say, a Master's of Fine Arts or something like that, and that's considered to be a little higher degree than just or it's considered to be a higher degree than simply a master's degree. And there are others. There are many others. But this is just blatant ignorance, and that the Wall Street Journal would give this guy a forum is just kind of ridiculous. And of course, really the heart of it is probably the inherent sexism in it. To me, I mostly responded to its lack of understanding of simply how honorifics work. And I thought, well, this is just insulting to people with academic degrees. But really, I think there's a larger point to be made that this is somebody taking to task a female, and so yeah, I don't know. Does this strike you as sexism, Lola?
Yeah, it did when I first heard about it.
Yeah.
You know, they're right. He would not have written that about a man.
Yeah, yeah. And there are lots and lots of people with PhDs who are running around and want to be called doctor, and they've earned it. They've earned it. It's no easy matter to earn a PhD. You have to have done original research. It means you have to have brought some new aspect of knowledge to our collective wisdom, and you can't earn a PhD without doing that. You put together something called a dissertation, which is a major academic paper that involves a whole lot of research. What prior research has been done, it means original research of some kind, and you've got to also draw some conclusions. It has to be peer reviewed. That means other really smart people who already have already earned their PhDs get to decide whether or not you're a member of their club. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't have a PhD. I considered it, and I realized that when I finally decided I was going to be, a good student and a good scholar, it wouldn't have benefited me to pay for that degree. It would never pay back. But I'm married to a PhD, and so I do have an understanding of it. And I just think that this is just crazy stuff, crazy. So I don't know. We've got some time. If anyone would like to call in and weigh in, we just heard from Wade just a little while ago, and I'm still looking forward to hearing from Howard Gamble if he's able to call in and give us an update on the from the health department and on the local COVID vaccine and the COVID outbreaks. There was a meme that went around the internet last week. Maybe you saw it, but it listed the days in which more Americans died than any other days, and that meme showed something that was kind of astounding. I mean, we have there were certain days like in the Battle of Antietam in the Civil War, of course, 9/11, Pearl Harbor. These are all dates where there were a whole lot of deaths. But what's striking, by at least by this meme anyway, was showing the dates or the numbers of people who died. And in the top 10, there were 5 dates. As of last week, there were 5 dates that were last Thursday, last Wednesday, last Tuesday. In other words, the COVID virus is killing more people. We've got a 9/11 every day. It's kind of amazing. Okay, yeah, here I've just got that. Thank you, Greg, for sending me that, because that's what I was looking for. The Galveston hurricane, number 1, 8,000. Antietam, 3,600. And then 9/11, 2,977. Then the rest of the top 8 shows last Thursday at 2,861. Last Wednesday, 2,762. Last Tuesday, 2,461. Last Friday, 2,439. And Pearl Harbor, 2,403. So yeah, that is just I was actually trying to update this, in fact, with current statistics, because we probably have usurped at least one of those lower numbers anyway. I know that that we've had more than 2,000 people die in a specific day, and Pearl Harbor was 2,403. So I imagine there are a couple others. We're probably going to blow both 9/11 and Antietam before it's all over. And the Galveston hurricane, that was 8,000 in a single day. That's going to be hard to beat. I certainly hope we don't. But yeah, it's pretty frightening, and gives us a pause to think about. Well, first of all, how grateful we should be that the vaccine is finally going to become available. But we've got a good 3-4 months of very very dark winter to get through here yet. So just gather with only people in your home. When you go out, wear a mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and just in general, try to keep your distance from people because you don't know where they've been. It has nothing to do with whether they're nice people or not. You just don't know who's asymptomatic and maybe carrying the virus. So it's very important, and all of us have pandemic fatigue. This has been just a long, horrible ordeal for everybody, and everybody suffers in somewhat different ways. I've talked about my friends a lot of my friends are performers and they're not able to perform, and that stinks. But there are a lot of people who have a lot more serious problems too, and who are out of work and aren't able to feed their families, and this is happening right here in the Ohio Valley, and the deaths. I had mentioned this earlier that I had a neighbor who died, a very sweet woman, yes, she had conditions that complicated her breathing even before this, but she could have probably lived another 10 years at least, and COVID took her out. It's really sad, and once this comes close to home, if you're among the people who deny this as being a serious problem, then I hope this doesn't happen to you. But if you lose somebody close, then you're probably going to think about this a little bit differently. It's a very, very serious thing. So, all right. Coming up a little bit later in the 4 o'clock hour, I've got my musical guest, Ryan Sears, musical comedy guest, I guess. I'm going to do this. Oh, and speaking of musical comedy, can you tell this is the stream of consciousness section of the show? Under duress, I watched a musical over the weekend. My wife is a huge fan of musicals. I'm not so much. I like them okay sometimes. There's some, and especially movie musicals. There have been a few that have been good, but mostly I just think they're horrible. And anyway, there was a new musical that hit Netflix on Friday, and we watched it on Friday. By golly, it's called Prom.
Oh yeah, and I saw that.
You know what? It's pretty fun. There's much good to be said about it. And again, you have to be kind of in the mood for a musical, right? It's just but it was actually something that was on Broadway, and it's kind of a big tribute to Broadway too. It centers around a young couple, who are not known to be a couple. It's actually a young girl who's still in high school, and she wants to go to her prom. But she is an out lesbian, and she wants to take a female with her to the prom, and the school doesn't let her. Well, not really the school. For some reason, the PTA says you can't do this. So now I don't know. I've been a member of PTAs before, and I never knew that they were in charge of a prom. But okay, according to this musical, the PTA was, and the poor hapless principal has nothing to do with it. The principal is played by Keegan-Michael Kay. He's amazing in it. He's really good. Kerry Washington plays the PTA woman who doesn't want these gay people to be happy. You've also in the cast are Meryl Streep and James Corden and Nicole Kidman, and they are and Andrew Rannells, who you may know if you watched the TV show Girls. He was in Girls. Very funny guy. Anyway, these 4 actors are narcissistic, self-obsessed actors, and as the show opens, they're in a bomb of a musical, and they have to do something to restore their reputations. So they decide to go to help out this little lesbian girl in the backwoods of I don't know what state it was, but somewhere in the flyover states. And throughout there are big garish musical numbers that are really amazingly self-aware. in that they sort of make fun of musicals at the same time as being a musical. I got to tell you, I enjoyed it. I mean, it was predictable, but it was full of laughs, some incredible performances. Meryl Streep, that woman can sing. She really did a great job. And James Corden is
I love
very.
him. He is so funny.
He was very believable as a sort of an effete gay actor. He did it really well. I don't think he really is, but he really pulled it off. And Nicole Kidman, well, not really in her element. She played a chorus line girl. You have to wait for a long time, but she does have her number, and I think she measured up. Basically, it was really good. And Andrew Rannells was wonderful too, and he's also all the characters, all those. Well, I don't know about the two male characters were both supposed to be gay in the film too, and Meryl Streep is what is the word now? She is a fruit fly.
Oh, righty.
There used
I know a few of them.
Yes. She so she's Cher, she's Bette Midler, she's Barbara Streisand. Some woman that gay men tend to admire very much, and she plays that sort of character. And anyway, it's a whole lot of fun. Plays just about 2 hours, maybe a little bit over that, because it's a musical. But I would recommend this, even to non-musical people, for just some enjoyable escapism. Again, it's called The Prom. It's a 2020 movie. It's on Netflix right now, PG-13, and go check it out. And the music is pretty good. It's not like a Sondheim musical when you walk away from and you can't hum anything. This actually has melodies that sort of, while they may not be as challenging as Sondheim, they're a good bit more infectious. So that's sort of my little mini review of The Prom. Okay. So check it out, all right? Well, it's time to take a little break, and when we come back, God only knows. You're listening to Butch Maxwell on the Watchdog Afternoon Drive.
You might not be able to spend the holidays with family this year in person, but we can all still go home. Tune in to WTRF on December 18th at 7 p.m. for Home for the Holidays, a Loving Living Local holiday special presented by Wheeling Hospital. We'll reflect on the great holiday traditions of the Ohio Valley, Santa will read letters from local children, and we'll talk about the safe holiday memories you can make this year, plus more, including opportunities for you to win prizes while you watch. Join 7 News in staying home for the holidays.
Save today on your next project at Menards, your home improvement store. Give your home a new look with Shaw Vinyl Plank Flooring. Manor Hill is waterproof, features an attached pad and clicks together for an easy installation. It's durable, making it perfect for any room in your home. Only $249 per square foot. Save on your next project now at Menards. Good through December 20th. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
In a hurry and need to see a doctor? The Woodsdale Health Center and Walk-In Clinic is located across from Little Caesars on National Road. Open 7 to 7 Monday through Friday. Patients can receive primary care, treatment of minor illnesses and injuries, wellness visits and physicals. There's also a lab draw station open from 8 to noon weekdays. A division of Wheeling Hospital, the Woodsdale Health Center is led by family physician Dr. Michael Wilson. Call 304-234-1971. They'll take good care of you.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
Throughout the Ohio Valley, back to school is looking different. Each day, parents, teachers, students, coaches, and administrators are finding solutions to situations that are unprecedented. All of us at the Highlands appreciate everything you are doing and are here for the items you need. Visit hitthehighlands.com for the current guidelines and updated contact information of our retailers and restaurants.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them
just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
Highland Sports Complex is the coolest destination for sports and entertainment the Ohio Valley has ever seen. Pop in for some open basketball in our field house or reserve some turf time for your next practice or game on our synthetic fields. Online registration is open for development classes and leagues for youth and adults. Highland Sports is also the hottest destination for birthday parties and other events. So come challenge yourself on our play climb and enjoy your favorite virtual reality game in the arcade. No memberships required, so visit highlandsports.com to find your next entertainment experience and get ready to reach new heights.
Hi, this is Erin Karenbauer. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us at Karenbauer Distributing. We are teaming up with Budweiser to spread holiday cheer with an important reminder to keep our roads safe this holiday season. Always plan ahead for a safe ride home. Please don't drink and drive. Here's to a great year behind us and cheers to a new year from your friends at Karenbauer Distributing.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Pound the previously undefeated Spiders. Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Caridi. That story coming up on today's Mountaineer Report.
Did you know that 1 in 8 Americans struggle with hunger? Yet more than 40% of the food we produce is thrown out. At Kroger, we know we can do something about this. We're donating more food to local food banks through our partnership with Feeding America. And we're working with World Wildlife Fund to end food waste. But we can't do it alone. And we hope you'll join us in creating a world with zero hunger and zero waste. Visit thekrogerco.com to learn how you can help.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on backyard favorites like grill-ready hamburgers and fresh-picked strawberries? Then shop at Kroger. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Kroger app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales. Plus, rewards like fuel points, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The Mountaineers will head into the Big 12 Conference portion of their schedule with a 6-1 record after an impressive 87-71 win over previously undefeated Richmond. West Virginia played its best half of the season, going into the locker room with a 22-point lead. West Virginia led it 52-30 at the break. That first half performance was keyed by sophomore Miles Deuce McBride, who scored 16 of his game-high 20 points in the opening half. West Virginia finished the game with 5 Mountaineers in double figures, led by McBride's 20 points. Off of the bench, Taz Sherman hit for 15 points. Other double-digit producers for WVU, Sean McNeil, who continued his hot shooting. He finished up with 12 points, made 5 of 8 from the field, including 2 of 2 from three-point range. Oscar Shibwe's day, 12 points to go along with 5 rebounds. And another double-double for junior Derek Culver. He finished up with 10 points and 11 rebounds. Culver collects his 20th career double-double, and Culver now has double figures in rebounds in exactly half of his 64 games at West Virginia. The Mountaineers shot a torrid 66% from the field in the opening half. They end the game at 58%. And West Virginia's defense was key, holding Richmond to just 40% shooting for the game. West Virginia, with great defense, took advantage of Richmond turnovers, scoring 19 of their 87 points. Final score, WVU 87, Richmond 71. Next up, the Mountaineers open league play Friday night at the Coliseum against Iowa State. That is today's Mountaineer Report, brought to us by Kroger, the official grocer of WVU Athletics. I'm Tony Caridi on the Mountaineer Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
Bill DeFabio, the kind of guy who wanted to purchase the original Christmas Story leg lamp.
This is Oh, wow.
and return it to its rightful owner because he figured somewhere in this world
It's indescribably beautiful.
a sad one-legged lady was sitting in the dark.
What a great laugh.
Tune in to the Bill DeFabio Variety Show, weekdays 12 to 2, only on The Watchdog.
Talking away. I don't know what to say. I'll say it anyway. Today is another day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me. Take on me. Take me on. Take on me.
Yes, there's that high note again. And you hit a high note for your day because you've hit the afternoon drive with Butch Maxwell hosting along with Lola Miller. And we're just having a good time here, a little pre-Christmas show. Next week, I've got, assuming I'm going to be here back on the air and in this chair, got a Christmas show planned for you because if I'm just doing Mondays, then that will be my final show before Christmas. So I've got some very special guests lined up. I will have someone in from the YWCA as I often do, but it's going to be mostly all about Christmas. And my special musical guest will be Eric Wellman and Mary Blake, and they're going to be in studio performing some Christmas music. So that should help us to sort of get into the spirit. So that'll be a week from today, next Monday, on the afternoon drive with Butch Maxwell and my special guests, Eric Wellman and Mary Blake. You may know them better as part of the New Age Adinas, and also Mary performs with the Fossils too. So they're great friends of my very good friends, as I often say here. And you know, if I'm with this radio station for any length of time, I can hardly wait until they do one of those station IDs where they make fun of the host, because I can just imagine what they say about me. But I like the one about DeFabio just a moment ago. It's great. Just to hear that voice say my name, that would be great. Normally this time of year, one of the things that I've been doing for the past, say 24 years or so, is do a Christmas show for Mystery Theater Unlimited, our Murder Mystery Dinner Theater production. And we have several Christmas shows that we rotate over the years. We've written, I think, about 6 or 7 different shows. 6 of them were named Sleigh Ride 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there was one called A Deadly Christmas Carol, which was not the same thing. But in the one that we did last year, it was Sleigh Ride 2, and it was set in the North Pole with Santa Claus and so on. But it was also a parody of slasher movies, particularly the movie Scream. And it opens up with Santa Claus just hanging around the North Pole, and he gets a phone call, and this voice, a very sinister voice, says, "What's your favorite Christmas movie?" What's your favorite Christmas movie? Kind of in a sinister way, and Santa goes on and talks to him about it. So that's my question for you. What's your favorite Christmas movie? I mean, there's a number of them that are great, and there are a whole lot. Hallmark Channel also is providing a whole lot of terrible ones. So I don't know. I mean, we could name off a few. Maybe that'll stimulate it. But if you've got some ideas, please call in 304-214-1600. Among the ones I would expect to hear are "It's a Wonderful Life." It's certainly, a great holiday classic, even though it's not technically a Christmas movie. It does end on Christmas Eve, and so that's sort of, I think that makes it qualified. A Charlie Brown Christmas, which you cannot see anymore on regular network TV, I believe. Is that on Disney Plus? It's on some pay service now.
Probably Disney Plus.
Yeah, so Charlie Brown Christmas. That came out in 1965. Wonderful Life was 46. Those might be among your tops. How about Miracle on 34th Street? There have been several versions. The classic version is from 1947 with Edmund Gwynn and Maureen O'Hara and Natalie Wood, very young Natalie Wood. And I always liked that one. I had an affinity for that. Holiday Inn, which again is not a Christmas movie, but a lot of people consider it to be, and it is wonderful. It's got Bing Crosby, it's Fred Astaire, Irving Berlin music. It goes through all of the holidays, and of course ends with, I think it ends with White Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
And so that's one. There are others that, do you know The Shop Around the Corner? Do you know that one? Yeah. Is that a Christmas movie? Is that,
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was another Jimmy Stewart one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Margaret Sullivan. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. A number of different versions. Again, there was a terrible one on television last week, at least in my estimation.
I saw that.
Did you see it?
I heard the latest animated is really, really good.
Oh, is it? Okay, good. Yeah. I mean, I like the story. It's great. I was a big Dr. Seuss fan. The original had the voice of Boris Karloff in it. And I don't know the guy's name, but you know the voice of Tony the Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who sings "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch,"
Oh.
the original one. It was animated by Chuck Jones, and that's certainly a classic. Of course, it was remade into a film with Jim Carrey several years ago, and then I guess it was a Broadway production. I don't know. It was a musical version. It was on television last week, and I managed to watch it for a few minutes. No. One of my younger daughter, Jillian's, her favorite Christmas movie, one of them is The Nightmare Before Christmas, which was...
Yeah, I like that.
You like that one?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's got some great voice talents in it. Catherine O'Hara is in it, and Danny Elfman. It was directed by Tim Burton, and it's kind of macabre, but but ultimately it has a kind of an upbeat ending. Some people consider Little Women to be a Christmas movie. I don't know that I really do, but Christmas is featured in pretty predominantly, and I really did like the last year's version of Little Women. I didn't expect that I would, but I thought Greta Gerwig brought an interesting take on the classic story. Meet Me in St. Louis. Sometimes some people consider that to be a Christmas movie too.
Only because the most touching scene is at Christmas time.
At Christmas time.
Yeah.
That could be.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Yeah, great song.
That song was supposed to be, and originally written, as really depressing and sad.
Oh, well, it is kind of sad, isn't it?
Well, but it was supposed to really be.
Yeah.
It was not enlightening.
Yes. When I was a kid, a movie came out that I saw in a theater. It was called Babes in Toyland.
Yeah.
And but it was actually a remake. The original was in 1934, and I only saw it several years, maybe 10 years ago now. But you know who the stars were of the original 1934 Babes in Toyland?
Well, it was either Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney or Shirley Temple. It might have been Shirley Temple.
Well, no.
No, I was wrong on both counts.
No, it was Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy. Laurel and Hardy were in it.
Oh.
And and they play the two bumbling assistants to Toyland, and it's got the very famous and they're trying to help Little Bo Peep and Peep and her sweetheart or something. I don't know, restore Christmas. There's no Santa Claus in it, but
March of the Toy Soldiers.
The March of the Toy Soldiers.
I just recorded that and then deleted it because they were talking that. Oh, the evil one. Oh,
yeah, Barnaby was it or something like that?
I don't but it was what my parents used to scare their children with.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah, yeah. So you deleted it because you didn't want to get scared again, huh?
no, I ran out of DVR
Oh,
space.
right,
you know,
yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
oh, I don't.
Yeah, but no, the one that I grew up with, I think it was made in the early '60s or something like that. And another odd one that people often consider to be a Christmas movie is Die Hard.
I know, I was
Yeah,
going to say.
Die Hard.
You
Yeah,
forgot Die Hard.
yeah. With Alan Rickman in it. Yeah, I know Bruce Willis too, but Alan Rickman.
Oh,
man,
he's cool.
Yeah. I could watch that again. That'd be okay. There was, of course, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the television special that was on. It's become a perennial favorite, and that was what was the animation company that did that?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, but they did several. They did Frosty the Snowman, I
Yeah.
think, and stuff like that. But it was very popular. It hit the airways first in 1964, and it's been around ever since. More recently, last year, I didn't see this, but there was a film out that was called Claus, and it's spelled with a K, Claus, and that has Jason Schwartzman and J.K. Simmons in it. I've not seen it, so I can't really speak to that. Let's see what else. Of course, A Christmas Story. How could you not that's an amazing one. Of course, it starred Darren McGavin and as the dad, the dad who has the most unique cursing I've ever heard. It's truly something because you never hear a curse word, but he's cursing. And Peter Billingsley, of course, young Peter Billingsley in it. That film came out in 1983, although it was set in the late 40s, and so it was a very very cool film, and I think you can still watch it for like 30 hours straight on
Yes.
Christmas Eve and Christmas
Yes.
Day on one of the cable stations.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That is really one of my
I know
favorites. I love that film. I have not watched it yet, but it's coming up. It's on my queue. I'm going to have to watch it. What I have to do is figure out how to reconnect my Blu-ray player. I disconnected it, and now I got to plug it back in. Either that, or I'll just rent the thing because it was just fun. Yeah, what else? Are there others? If you've got any, call in now. 304-214-1600. Tell me what your favorite Christmas movie is. I'll mention a few others here that I've got in mind. There have been numerous versions of A Christmas Carol, the movie. I don't know. One of the outstanding ones was the 1951 version, and that had Alistair Sim in it. But there have been others. Who else played Scrooge pretty famously? George C. Scott?
Yes, and there was a musical version of it.
Oh, yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah, not good at all. But yeah, George C. Scott, I know, did a more
I'd
traditional
like-
version. Also, what's his name? Patrick Stewart, I think, did it too.
Yeah. But I like the one from the 30s.
The 30s.
With, okay. That guy.
It'll come to you.
And there was a silent one too, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think there was. I've not seen that one. I've read the novella, many times, and did an adaptation of it. And of course, it was just a Towngate Theater.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet whether this radio station is going to be broadcasting that or not, but they have in the past. And,
Yes, the one that we were all in.
Yeah.
I was in it.
yeah. Oh, you were in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you were on the radio twice then.
Mhm.
Another one of my daughter's favorites is Elf with Will Ferrell. But what was kind of better than Will Ferrell was actually James Caan and Bob Newhart and Ed Asner were all in that film too. There is on Netflix. There's a series called I think it's it has to do with the background of making Christmas movies, and Elf is one of them. And they actually used as their stimulus for how the costuming and everything else. It was based on those old Baskin, was it? No, Baskin's part of the ice cream people. Anyway, Rankin was one of the names of the animators of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and they wanted it to look like that. It would be kind of a live action version. And in fact, the studio got a little bit concerned that it was too much like and they might get sued So they were a little bit concerned. Now here's a weird one that's come up on a list of Christmas movies. Batman Returns. This would have been the second Batman movie by Tim Burton, which when Michael Keaton was still doing it. It's the one where Danny DeVito was the Penguin and stuff like that. I guess I can't recall, but I guess there was something going on around Christmas time. So some people consider that a Christmas movie. I don't know. How about Bad Santa? Billy Bob Thornton. It's a very funny movie. And of course, he's, Thornton is just ridiculous. He's drunk. He's a drunk, and he's just kind of a waste. And of course, it's a redemption tale, so as many Christmas movies are, almost all of them are in some sense or another. The Grinch and Scrooge, etc. Pretty much the same arc. White Christmas, one of my all-time favorites. It's sweet, it's sentimental, but it still holds up. It's still funny. The dancing is great. The music, Irving Berlin music. You've got Rosemary Clooney, Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, and Vera Ellen. Who's it? Dean Jones? Dean somebody. Anyway, good film. Definitely good film. Dean Jagger. Yeah, I knew it couldn't be Jones. Yeah, Dean Jagger, who was in fact younger than Bing Crosby when that film was made, but he was playing
Bing
older.
Crosby never seemed to get old.
I thought he was old from the first time I saw him.
Well, but that's what I mean. He was
always old. Yeah.
When he was in, was it Robin in the Seven Hoods?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he looked the same as he did 30 years before that.
Yeah. Among the many versions of A Christmas Carol is the Muppets Christmas Carol.
I love the Muppets.
You love that? I love the Muppets in general. Not my favorite version of A Christmas Carol, but my daughters would, they wanted to watch it every year. So, by golly, we watched it, and it's good. It's okay, and the Muppets are always fun. Let's see what else we have. Oh, the Santa Claus. All those series of movies with Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yeah. Judge Reinhold was also in the very first one, that I thought his Santa was a little creepy looking, frankly. It was just a little odd, but
Well, it was Tim Allen.
yeah, right. Tim Allen's kind of creepy
I mean,
anyway.
right
yeah.
after Home Improvement and
Right.
stuff, it's like you have that image of him there
Yeah.
in your head.
Yeah, I was looking around Santa's workshop for Wilson to be
Well, his
looking over.
belly was ugly.
Another version of A Christmas Carol was Bill Murray's Scrooged, which was actually a pretty funny film. In this case, the Scrooge character is the head of a television network, and he's trying to exploit the season in ways that may seem unsavory. So that's one. Have I hit your favorite yet? How about Frosty the Snowman? Again, that was a 1969 made-for-television thing with Jimmy Durante in that one, and Billy D. Wolfe. There's a name you haven't heard in a while. Home Alone is I think that's fair to kind of consider that a Christmas movie. Certainly a very different kind of a Christmas movie, but for Joe Pesci and Catherine O'Hara, and Macaulay Culkin was actually very good in the movie too. So that's a great
That's when he was still cute.
He was. He's not cute anymore.
No.
Yeah. We mentioned National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Fantastic movie. Just love it. Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Randy Quaid, and Juliette Lewis was one of the kids at that point. The kids changed every movie. Their names would remain the same. But this was the second in the series of the National Lampoon Vacation movies, and I think, for my money, it's the best. It has a lousy ending. It just sort of stops, but it's still really fun, and it's an annual favorite of mine. Okay, one that's got to be an annual favorite of most people is Love Actually, right? I mean, Love Actually. Who doesn't love that movie, or like it at least? And there's enough in it. There are enough different vignettes in there that you can hate one part of the movie and still really like it altogether. Lola, I'm getting the sense that it's not one of your favorites.
I have never seen it.
Oh, really? You got to see this. Okay, there's nothing else. You know, it's got Hugh Grant, Bill Nighy, Emma Thompson, Liam Neeson, a lot of really good big stars. So that's always on.
British stars.
British, yes, it's a British film. And you know, if only Hugh Grant was actually the prime minister, you know, that would be great. But yeah, that's sort of my list of top movie favorites. What are you going to be watching this week? Got anything to sort of get you in the mood? Because that's one thing that does it for me. Christmas music and Christmas movies, and I can be a little sentimental about this too, because you know it's a lot of fun. And since since I'm a teacher and I'm away from my normal workplace, this is it. So we're going to celebrate Christmas here next week. Okay. In the next hour, we're going to be celebrating live and local music as Ryan Sears joins us, I hope, at the top of the hour. You're listening to Butch Maxwell on the Afternoon Drive on the Watchdog Network.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Johns Hopkins University, which keeps track, reporting now at least 300,000 confirmed reported deaths in the U.S. from COVID since the pandemic began. COVID vaccines are in motion out of warehouses and into arms across America.
More doses will be leaving Pfizer's facility in Michigan, just as they did yesterday. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar says states and territories are directing where the vaccine needs to go.
In total, 636 sites nationwide, with 145 sites expected to receive vaccine today, 425 tomorrow, and 66 sites on Wednesday.
During this initial push, nearly 3 million people will get vaccinated across the country, the priority being frontline healthcare workers and those in nursing homes. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
538 people are voting today in state capitals.
Joseph R. Biden has received 16 votes for President of the United States.
Stacey Abrams announced the results in Georgia. The Electoral College meets in every state to formally designate Joe Biden as president-elect, a result President Trump tried to subvert. Despite what New Hampshire Republican Governor Chris Sununu called trials and tribulations, he said the system worked, and he credited poll workers.
They're the real, if I may, the heroes of today, and made sure that this process that we're here for to represent today could happen so well.
Congress counts the votes January 6th. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Cobb County, Georgia, now the site of a signature match audit of last month's presidential election. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger.
We recently received a report that Cobb County may not have conducted a proper signature match in June, and we will look into that claim. We hope to release the findings of this audit 2 weeks from today.
European Union chief negotiator says he still believes a post-Brexit trade agreement with Britain is possible, and they're still talking. The deadline is the 31st. You're listening to ABC News.
What's in store this holiday at your local Staples?
Missile Toner and Ink Nog.
'Tis the season to save big on ink and toner at Staples.
Right now, get 30% back in Staples Rewards when you spend $75 on ink or $175 on toner.
Shop in-store or pick up curbside.
Give your printer the gift of ink or toner this holiday and receive 30% back in Staples Rewards.
In-store only. Ends 12/26. Curbside available in most stores. Restrictions apply. See store or staples.com/30 in rewards for details.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2020 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
After the Thanksgiving holiday spread, not the food type, but the COVID type, and ahead of maybe more holiday infections, drastic action. ABC's Tom Rivers.
The German government has called on citizens to forego Christmas shopping 2 days before the country heads into a hard lockdown that will shut most stores, tighten social distancing rules, and close schools across the country.
Just when it needs the help most, this profession and the people it serves are getting it.
More than just a job,
we consider nursing a calling,
says Dr. Linda Plank, the interim dean at the Baylor University School of Nursing in Dallas.
Despite the challenges that nurses face during the coronavirus pandemic,
Almost every school is having more people apply than we can handle right now.
and at least at Baylor, nearly every nursing school graduate has a job waiting after graduation. The starting pay for a registered nurse averages $75,000 a year. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Those colorful orange and black monarch butterflies you see, if you're lucky, could get much needed help to survive. The Trump administration is expected to decide this week whether to designate the bugs a threatened species under the Endangered Species Act. Stepped up use of farm herbicides, climate change, destruction of milkweed plants on which they depend have caused a global decline of monarchs. School children, homeowners, landowners, conservation groups, and governments are involved in an effort to save them. This is ABC News.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, use Microban 24 sanitizing spray. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Once dry, Microban 24 sanitizing spray is effective for 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed.
Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Attorney Tom McIntyre.
Life. It may knock you down, but you don't have to stay that way. I'm Tom McIntyre. I'm a bankruptcy attorney, and I'm here to help you. Give us a call, and we'll send you a copy of my free book, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. It's an interesting read, and it'll explain bankruptcy to you like no other book does. Give us a call. We're here to help.
Call Thomas E. McIntyre and Associates at 304-232-8600. Allow us to help put you back on the road to financial success.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You might not be able to spend the holidays with family this year in person, but we can all still go home. Tune in to WTRF on December 18th at 7 p.m. for Home for the Holidays, a Loving Living Local holiday special presented by Wheeling Hospital. We'll reflect on the great holiday traditions of the Ohio Valley. Santa will read letters from local children, and we'll talk about the safe holiday memories you can make this year, plus more, including opportunities for you to win prizes while you watch. Join 7 News in staying home for the holidays.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Highland Sports Complex is the coolest destination for sports and entertainment the Ohio Valley has ever seen. Pop in for some open basketball in our field house or reserve some turf time for your next practice or game on our synthetic fields. Online registration is open for development classes and leagues for youth and adults. Highland Sports is also the hottest destination for birthday parties and other events. So come challenge yourself on our play climb and enjoy your favorite virtual reality game in the arcade. No memberships required, so visit highlandsports.com to find your next entertainment experience and get ready to reach new heights.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Monday, mostly cloudy skies, a daytime high in the low 40s. Will fall to about 26 for the overnight low under partly cloudy skies. Clouds, limited sunshine around for your Tuesday with highs in the low 40s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors. The afternoon drive continues with more news, sports, and talk on the Watchdog.
This is karma's gonna get you. Gonna knock you right on the head. You better get yourself together. Pretty soon you're gonna be dead.
Okay, before we get to the All Shine On, although I love that song. It's great. John Lennon. You've reached the afternoon drive once again with Butch Maxwell in the chair and on the air this afternoon. I've got my guest is Ryan Sears, and Ryan brought along his partner Mindy Sears, and say hello, Mindy. Hi. Okay, you got to talk in the mic though. There you go. Okay, all right. There's little tiny voice. There's Mindy and Ryan.
Hi.
Hey, all right,
Yeah,
all right. There's
I'm
Ryan.
here.
Ryan is a member. I could not remember the Pussyfooters for some reason.
Oh, really?
Earlier today, I was trying to say. Ryan's in two bands. One of them is Mr. Fancy Pants, and the others I should know. I can't remember. Now I remember the Pussyfooters. This is what happens when I get in front of a microphone on the radio. Is my mind just turns to mush. I don't know why. I have not had anything to drink or smoke or anything. I just gone. You know.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
But
He actually just joined a third band.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
For real.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay, do tell.
It's called Casket Candy. A friend from way back, we used to play in shows and things like that, and he was in other bands, Wes Ebling, and I know I don't know the other guys real well. I haven't met them. We've only conversed over the phone
Right,
and things like that. But the band is called Casket Candy, and it's pretty fun. It's very what would you say? Flippantly Halloween.
That's a good description.
Casket Candy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah. So
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
you're combining two Halloween images there, I guess. For
Yeah, you know.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
So it's going to be good. Hopefully, I'll be able to juggle everything.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. I know. Well, you're in Mr. Fancy Pants, I know you do a lot of different things, both original and cover music.
Yeah.
And then in Pussyfooters, is it original music as well, or is it?
Tons of original music, but we definitely do throw in some covers.
Okay, yeah, a good idea. Good
Yeah.
idea. Keep people engaged. And
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Hey, I
Things
know that
like-
one. Yeah.
Things like Sly and the Family Stone and Amy Winehouse. And,
Oh, okay.
And Jeremiah loves old country tunes.
Yeah,
so we delve into those kind of things. And
He did some really nice ones here when he was with us. So that's
I know, I heard it was great.
good to have him on and stuff. Yeah, and Sean's been on a couple of times. So now I get the repeat performance from Ryan Sears. I do appreciate you coming in.
Thanks.
Although I got to say, I do miss you dressing up like an elf. at
I
Christmas
should
time.
have dressed up like an elf when I came over here.
You wore that outfit yesterday.
Oh, did you?
That was
Yeah,
very
yeah, it was dirty.
Yeah.
I did. I came from work. Not that would have stopped me wearing an elf
Right, yeah.
costume to work, of course.
Sure, yeah,
I
everybody
mean-
worked. Hey, look, the elf is here.
It's not dangerous at all to have those. But actually, Mindy and I are a part of a quasi band called 32 Degrees.
Okay.
Where we play a bunch of Christmas songs. Hopefully next year we can
So it's sort
play
of a-
them at the Towngate Christmas show that we do.
All right, yeah.
Most of the time they're not, well, all of the time. This would be the only time that they've been done with actual instruments. It's usually keyboards and whatever
Was it-
generated sounds I can get.
Keyboard's not an instrument? Yeah. Okay.
No, no, it's not.
No, it's not. All right. I got to break this to you piano players out there.
Sorry. Sorry, Geary. You're,
Yeah, Kevin Brosh, give it up. You know,
you're done.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess in the traditional sense of like rock band.
Right. Yeah. Not guitars and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah. That's a great annual event, and it's unfortunate that the Towngate's not going to be able to do that again this year. But it always oversells. You can't get everybody in there. And,
Yeah.
It's my favorite night of the year.
it's part of the Bridge and Tunnel Collective. And what's it called?
A very Bridge and Tunnel.
A very
Christmas,
Bridge and
I
Tunnel
think.
Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Next
except for
year.
this year. Yeah, next year we'll get it back.
Right,
But
right.
we'd been doing it for, I don't know, since 2016 or something like that.
That sounds
That
about
sounds
right.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. I always,
Man.
it's a great thing, and fortunately, Towngate is still doing things. They just did a Christmas Carol, and and Lola was in it, not this year, but in past years.
Oh, yeah?
I was in it in past years, and so were you ever in that show?
No,
No?
I thought about auditioning, but I figured I wouldn't have the time, and
Yeah.
it turns out I was right.
Yeah, it's a bad time to do
Yeah.
do a show. Yeah, that was yeah. So you brought your guitar along?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have any music for us?
Well, you were discussing Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I figured we'd start off with a song based off of a Christmas movie.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Not Gremlins.
Okay.
Although I should work on that next.
Gremlins is my favorite Christmas movie.
It's your
One
favorite
of them.
Christmas movie,
Yeah,
really?
It's hard to pick a favorite, but Gremlins, that's one that's not on anyone's list, I don't think.
No, does it top A Christmas Story for you?
That one's nostalgic. It's hard to decide.
Yeah, it is.
They all hit a different spot.
Yeah, I know. Like a couple of my favorites are National Lampoon's Christmas,
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation, but I also like White Christmas, which is very sentimental and not, whereas, National Lampoon is anything but.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's pretty well based off of another Christmas movie. I think as we were walking through, I heard you mentioning it. It's called Home Alone.
Home Alone, right.
I played this last time.
Oh, yeah,
but I
yeah, you
figured-
did. I love
figured
this
we'd
song.
start,
Yeah.
start with it up here, and
Yeah, listen to the lyrics in this, folks.
yeah, I'll try not to play it too fast, so that way you can actually digest what I'm
Yes,
saying.
yeah.
But not so slow that it makes it easy for me to say all the words.
Okay.
It's got to
all
be a
right.
nice.
Yeah.
Challenge. You like a challenge?
Yeah. Okay. Started off wrong. Okay. Too much family in our house. Gotta sleep with a bedwetter or nothing else. Hey, creepy cop, we're going on a holiday to Paris. Kevin McAllister woke up alone, opened up his eyes to find his family gone. He was happy at first until he tried that aftershave. Let the tarantula out, then he pretended there was a party with cardboard cutouts, and he ordered a pizza, didn't have to pay. Well, tip. It was a happy holiday. It was a happy holiday until the wet bandits tried to take it all away. Now, the wet bandits were, of course, Joe Pesci and forget that other guy's name.
Another guy, yeah.
Yeah. Pesci nearly hit him with the OK van. Oh, Kev will get revenge swinging a full paint can. First, iced the steps, ran the hand, tar and feather the man. Falling hot iron hit Marv square in the head. If the physics of the real world worked, they'd both be dead. Tripwire to boot and a nail in the foot. That's a Big Mac attack. Crazy hermit lives next door. Took a shovel, dropped him to the floor. It's over. Kev will never see those wet bandits again. I'm pretty sure. It was a happy holiday. It was a happy holiday. Disregarding the parental neglect, that's my 2 cents.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Daniel Stern. That was
Daniel
it.
Stern,
That
there
was
it
the
is.
guy.
There
Yeah.
it is. Knew it was like
No,
just
it
there.
was actually much funnier, just that other guy, Joe Pesci and that other guy.
Somewhere in the world, Daniel Stern's crying to himself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Martin.
No respect.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese didn't call him for anything else. So yeah.
Poor guy.
You're listening to the Afternoon Drive with Ryan Sears and his lovely wife Mindy Sears, singing along with him, doing some music here, live and local music in the Afternoon Drive. And Ryan, of course, is my very good friend. And you know, that's been a long joke with Lola, because I always talk about my very good friends and where they're playing in the Ohio Valley. And
Oh, man.
lately, there hasn't been anybody playing anywhere.
No.
So,
Nope.
you know, that's,
Your
Here
show's
and on
it.
Facebook. Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, this
We're
is it.
doing it.
Yeah,
You've got the spot.
we are the center, the musical center of the universe here, at least in the Ohio Valley. So, yeah, I'm trying to do our best to try to keep the music up, try to keep our spirits up a little bit, because it's been a long haul. We're all just tired of this COVID stuff, and you know, we may be about 2/3 of the way through, maybe,
hopefully.
You know, that's optimistic, but you
Yeah.
know, maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you know, let's talk about something that's not COVID, or let's better yet, let's sing something, huh? Yeah, I've got this COVID song here.
Oh, darn it, change the song real quick.
We'll change all the lyrics from COVID to Christmas. How's that?
Okay.
Well, whoops. There is a song. I mean, this one's a little. It's a little morbid in the sense that it's a song about Santa Claus dying in your chimney.
Ooh.
However,
Okay.
It's a classic.
it's not COVID.
Okay, it's not COVID, so that's good. Well, I like dark humor, so I think we'll be okay.
This one's. I mean, it's not going to sound weird
It's
to you
probably
guys.
about 15 years old.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
definitely.
at least, if not more than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the actual version of this is kind of like one of those doo-woppy kind of boom, 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 you know, whatever.
But also a crowd of people singing all at once, and it's a big clustered mess.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you want to do that one? Okay.
Oh, I thought that's what we were
No, that's not the one we were doing.
Oh, I didn't
Okay, well,
pay attention.
no, let's we prefaced the chimney one. Let's
Okay.
do the chimney one. Okay. Anyway, the crowd of people is next. We'll
Okay,
do that
we'll
later
get that.
down the line.
That sounds-
Yeah. Okay. This is always sounds weird to me on guitar. There's a smell coming out the chimney, kinda like riding holiday ham. It started about 9:30, 3 days after Christmas. There's a smell, we can't tell what it is. Lost my appetite yesterday evening. Think grandma's been eating beans. Wonder what's crowded down inside her. Think I'll get the chimney clean. There's a smell, just found out it's Santa Claus. Oh, and Mrs. Claus, she calls me every night, wondering where the big man is, the one who holds her tight. She says you just can't believe it, never happened before. Should have followed that diet, maybe use the front door. What a fool, that's Santa Claus. Notified the elves and reindeer. Old Saint Nick must have run out of luck. He was last seen in a chimney. Guess the jolly fat man got stuck. There's a smell, we can tell it's Santa Claus. Yeah, that smell, it's Santa Claus. I accidentally left the cape on for that one, so.
Well, that's why it's a little high for you then.
Yeah. You couldn't tell, could you?
That's great. Original music by Ryan Sears. And did you have any hand in writing this, Mindy?
Yes.
Yes?
So a lot
Okay,
of-
Ryan and Mindy.
We call it 32 degrees. It's our Christmas music, and some of it's funny, some of
Yeah.
it's really hard to listen to.
I can't imagine that. You're proud of that.
Most of it is a blend of both.
Yes.
Not as much a funny laughing with us as at us.
We're
Yeah,
fine
there's
with
that.
that.
There's that too.
We're fine with
Yeah. Yeah. For many years, Ryan Sears, who you're listening to now, was a member of the Mystery Theater Company, and dressed up like an elf, and you played a female. In fact, you played women more than anybody else, any other guy in the company over the years. Yeah.
It's so weird that I beat you out.
I know,
And
yeah.
You
Michael.
look so nice in a dress, too.
Yeah. But it was. Well, I don't know. You actually pulled. You were. Who was it? Lovey Howe. Your makeup was amazing in that. But that's and Bert Feroli too. You beat out Bert Feroli, and everybody would have guessed Bert would have been the biggest drag queen around, but he wasn't. He did wear a tutu well, though. He played the Tooth Fairy for many years.
I do like him in a tutu.
Yeah.
His tutu and his army boots, cigar and stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm gonna miss that, but we'll be back next year too. I think if all goes well.
Yeah.
Planning to.
As long as we're 2/3 through.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. And we're gonna have to see about that. We're coming up on another break, but I wanted to ask you, Mindy, you're teaching, though?
Yes,
Yeah,
I am.
and you're an art teacher, right?
I am.
Yeah,
I
so
am.
that's great. That's great. So you did, COVID is you're coping with it okay, though.
Yeah, it's going better than you would expect.
Yeah, good.
The kids do a really good job. They keep their masks on, and they want to do a good job.
Yeah, and they're only going in part time. They're going on a staggered schedule.
This week we are on a hybrid model. We were
Okay.
last week as well.
Yeah.
But they're doing really well, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're gonna, since it's the week before Christmas, we're gonna start working on Christmas cards.
Oh.
They're gonna get to print their own Christmas cards.
Oh, that's great. What a great thing. Yeah, that's good. And they get to design them themselves, et cetera.
Yeah, they'll work on the design tomorrow. Hopefully they're working on their sketches tonight, and they'll design them tomorrow in class, and then we'll print them the next day.
Now, when you talk hybrid, does this mean that you meet with them synchronously online sometimes too?
Yeah, so Monday, today, they were all online. So
Okay.
it's a flipped classroom basically, and they'll be reading and getting ready for the 2 days that they're going to be in there.
Right.
So then we can work hands-on, one-on-one, hands-on, and then the next group comes the next 2 days.
Okay,
We do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday, and then.
Okay, and by a flipped classroom, a lot of people might not know what that means, but that's essentially you turn over the teaching to the students, right?
They're kind of, it makes my job so much easier. No. Yeah, you present the information to them, and then they have to read down through it, and then they know what to expect whenever they go into the classroom. So
Right.
yeah, so it's kind of, you're right.
They have to interpret it and prove to you that they've understood it, and then sometimes they don't probably. So
Well, I mean, yeah. But that's what I'm there
That's
for.
what you're there for. That's what teachers do. So that's good. Well, I really appreciate all the secondary and elementary teachers out there trying to prepare them for when they get to me. And it's like, what did you learn about English? It's like, but it's good. It's a tough thing to do too. It really is. You've got. Things behavior issues that I don't have to deal with. You've got standardized tests that they have to pass, and we don't have any of that in college. So thank heaven. Well, some disciplines do have some standardized tests. If you're a nurse or a doctor or something, you've got to take standardized tests. Lawyers certainly, but generally speaking, I've got the easy job here.
I don't know. I really enjoy my students.
Do
They
you?
make me laugh, and when they aren't there, it's just so quiet, and it's nice to have them back in the classroom. It does, it takes the pressure off of everything, and you can have fun with them.
Oh,
you know?
definitely. I know, because you
have a
had me
blast.
into your classroom a couple of times, and those kids were really fun. The time just went by really, really quickly.
It does.
And it was really gratifying too, because some of them said, "Oh, you can go to another room." No, I want to stay here. I want to do more improv. It's kind of fun. So yes, good stuff. So yeah. So if that works out for this year, I'll come back if you like. If you can't
I
get
don't
Mr.
think
Tim.
we're taking guests this year.
Well,
though.
probably not.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
But
I'm hoping for next year.
Yeah.
Next year's gonna be awesome.
oh yeah. Well, we're all looking forward to getting through You got a short song, or you want to just take a break and then we'll come back with more music?
Yeah, I don't know that we have one short enough.
Let's just go ahead. We'll go to the break a minute early, and then when we come back, we'll have more music and conversation with Ryan and Mindy Sears. You're listening to Butch Maxwell on the Watchdog Network. We'll be right back.
Have a festive adventure at Wheeling's Historic Center Market. Discover a unique mix of specialty shops and quality eateries. Hunt for the perfect gift or gift card at Center Market. Find everything from art, antiques, coffees, wine and craft beers, cigars and fine olive oils, to fresh seafood, local honey, jewelry, vintage decor, toys, and clothing. Meet friends and explore this iconic holiday shopping destination. Experience Wheeling's Historic Center Market.
Highland Sports Complex is the coolest destination for sports and entertainment the Ohio Valley has ever seen. Pop in for some open basketball in our field house or reserve some turf time for your next practice or game on our synthetic fields. Online registration is open for development classes and leagues for youth and adults. Highland Sports is also the hottest destination for birthday parties and other events. So come challenge yourself on our play climb and enjoy your favorite virtual reality game in the arcade. No memberships required, so visit highlandsports.com to find your next entertainment experience and get ready to reach new heights.
Hi, this is Erin Karenbauer. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us at Karenbauer Distributing. We are teaming up with Budweiser to spread holiday cheer with an important reminder to keep our roads safe this holiday season. Always plan ahead for a safe ride home. Please don't drink and drive. Here's to a great year behind us, and cheers to a new year from your friends at Karenbauer Distributing.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Throughout the Ohio Valley, back to school is looking different. Each day, parents, teachers, students, coaches, and administrators are finding solutions to situations that are unprecedented. All of us at the Highlands appreciate everything you are doing and are here for the items you need. Visit hitthehighlands.com for the current guidelines and updated contact information of our retailers and restaurants.
Give the gift of safety and security with AAA. Save $20 on a new gift membership, plus add a second eligible member for free and get a free $10 gift card. Call or visit your local office or AAA.com/AAA gift.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
You might not be able to spend the holidays with family this year in person, but we can all still go home. Tune in to WTRF on December 18th at 7 p.m. for Home for the Holidays, a Loving Living Local holiday special presented by Wheeling Hospital. We'll reflect on the great holiday traditions of the Ohio Valley. Santa will read letters from local children, and we'll talk about the safe holiday memories you can make this year, plus more, including opportunities for you to win prizes while you watch. Join 7 News in staying home for the holidays.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine has arrived in West Virginia. Governor Jim Justice says the first doses arrived in Charleston and Morgantown earlier today. He says the vaccine will be placed at 3 other hubs tomorrow in Greenbrier, Cabell, and Berkeley counties. West Virginia Healthcare Association Executive Director Marty Wright, whose organization oversees nursing homes, says the first vaccinations will happen at several homes later today. Wright says he called those homes earlier and got a positive response.
Everyone was super excited. They recognize how significant this is. They recognize the impact it's going to have on fighting this virus. So everyone's very excited. But with that is general understanding. This is a new vaccine, so there's obviously a lot of questions.
Wright says it'll take a few weeks to complete the round of vaccinations at several hundred nursing homes. Governor Justice says he'll be vaccinated at 5:30 this evening at the state capitol. The governor also talking about the continued surge of COVID-19 cases during today's coronavirus media briefing. He says Dr. Deborah Birx of the President's Coronavirus Task Force met with state officials today.
We have now been 8 weeks, so the duration of this surge is significantly sharper, significantly greater, but the duration is hanging with us significantly longer as well.
The state is currently reporting more than 21,000 active COVID-19 cases. More than 1.3 million tests have been administered. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. West Virginia's 5 electors to the Electoral College will vote this hour for President Donald Trump. For President, Joe Biden will win the Electoral College today. U.S. Senator Joe Manchin says the most recent Senate bills dealing with the next stimulus package will be introduced in the Senate at 4 o'clock today. Manchin says they've separated the packages, putting the things everyone can agree on into one package and the more political items in a separate package. He says he hopes to have both passed by the end of the week. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
The Watchdogs built a Fabio, the only person to make both Santa's naughty and nice list, because he's really good at being really bad. Listen to Bill and Lola spreading Christmas joy. Weekdays 12 to 2, only on The Watchdog.
Okay, John, we're not going to let you get to We All Shine On because we got a lot of music to go. You're listening to the Watchdog Afternoon Drive with Butch Maxwell, Lola Miller at the comm, and my guests this hour, in fact, are the Sears family. It's Ryan Sears and his wife Mindy, and they've been playing some music, original music, by the way, and we're all with a kind of a Christmas theme. So what do you got for us now, guys?
Well,
this is called tuning.
This is the tuning song.
It's my favorite.
My guitar still hasn't settled from being
outside. Yeah.
Cold. We'll roll with that. This one actually isn't original, but it is augmented in a certain way.
All right.
Augmented with pure talent.
All right.
Pure talent.
For it.
Yeah. Those listening on the radio won't know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Those watching might see a certain thing and know what's going to hit them.
Okay.
It's a cream pie right in your face.
Yeah. Make sure you got a shot that'll get it. There we go. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And what we're talking about is you can watch on Facebook Live, by the way, if you're interested on the Watchdog page, Facebook Live. So we always broadcast that way. At least Howard and Bill and I do anyway.
I've watched it.
Yeah, have you?
I have.
You can see my hair getting grayer by the day, then, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going gray too. I like the
Yeah,
gray.
Ryan actually.
Done it.
Ryan's been gray, and I thought that's cool. That's
Since
good.
20.
That's good. Yeah.
I used to color my hair not to cover up gray, just to do
color.
it.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of stopped, and then
Yeah.
Obviously the gray has progressively gotten more and more, but there was almost always a little bit in there.
Yeah, you still got a lot of color in your hair. Hardly any in your beard. So you're good.
Yeah, that's all right. Ready? sunny shore, from Atlantic to Pacific. Gee, the traffic is terrific. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays. 'Cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays you can't beat home sweet home. Take it away, Mindy. So soothing. Give me a second. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays. 'Cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays you can't beat home sweet home. For the holidays you can't beat home sweet
Okay. Surprise trombone solo.
I'm really good at the trombone,
She's
everyone.
exceptional at the trombone.
I practiced once.
Yeah, practice one. Yeah, we can tell. We can
Last
tell.
week, right?
Maybe.
Oh, we're serious about this, folks. So if you were just wondered what you stumbled on the radio here, this is the Watchdog Afternoon Drive with musical guests Ryan Sears and his ultra-talented wife, trombonist Mindy Sears.
You're welcome.
She's a talented artist. As a visual artist, as a trombonist, you are a great visual
and
artist.
Going in the books, maybe not the books that I want to be in, but.
Okay, so they're scheming on another Christmas song that they're going to perform from us. And just want to remind you that next week at this time, we're going to have Eric Wellman and Mary Blake. Who are going to be performing some Christmas music themselves, and probably with a little less humor, but
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
Those
know.
two can get awful crazy.
They are, yeah.
I forget how it goes.
That's all right. You just imitate me
Yeah.
on that wonderful, brilliant instrument there.
I have another great instrument.
All right, another instrumental solo coming up from Mindy Sears here.
It's gonna go well.
This is the song about Ernest P. Worrell, and it does talk about Ernest Saves Christmas, but this is more of. I played this last time.
Yeah.
This is his run for mayor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Vern.
Hey, Bert. Oh, I just said that like, hey, Bert.
Yeah.
Man, I'm out of my element, Donnie. Anyway, this is called Where in the Worrell is Ernest P. All right. Got it.
We had some fun going to camp and going to jail. We bailed out Santa and we were scared as hell.
Oops. Well, Vern would turn that frown upside down.
Ernest Town.
Running on a platform, make sure that the cities are clean. He fell off of the platform, broke his collarbone, and ruptured his spleen. Out of the ER, racing to become the town man. Bobby and Chuck know what I mean.
Results are in,
cops. Everyone grab a mop. Spit, shine, and polish. No one stops. Closing down the neighborhood, washing and scrubbing for weeks. Cleaning up the alleyways, catching birds and brushing their beaks. We're all out of water, but everything is sparkling clean. A crime, know what I mean? Take it, Mindy.
All right. Oh. And God bless you, Jim Varney, wherever you are.
I think it was months ago, Sean Decker, lead vocalist and guitar in Mr. Fancy Pants, who's been on here.
Yeah.
He found somebody that was selling Ernest P. Worrell masks.
Oh, wow.
I was severely
considering
interested.
it, yeah.
But they were $10, but they were just paper masks.
Oh.
So
yeah,
I mean,
they
I
had to
could
last
print out a picture of Jim Varney's face and
Yeah.
throw it on my own face. You
True,
know?
yeah.
So yeah, we passed on that. But
Yeah, but a tribute to a classic.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What commercial did he start? He started out on a commercial, wasn't it? And he would always say, "Hey, Vern," and then he'd talk to you, and I can't recall.
Oh, I remember
remember
it, but
that?
I
Yeah.
can't. I don't remember what it
That
was.
was his, that was his big thing.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
Yeah. And then
Somehow
then he started making those.
Hey, Vern.
Yeah. Started making all those crazy movies.
Yeah.
And usually playing Ernest, but he did play Jed Clampett once. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't recall that movie, but I'm sure he was excellent in it.
He was okay. Yeah, he was good in it. I remember Lily Tomlin playing Jane Hathaway. She was great.
Yeah.
I love her in anything now.
Well,
She's
yeah.
just
I gotta dig that movie up. That sounds really funny.
yeah,
time,
yeah.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
definitely has its
definitely
moments.
time.
All right, so you got another song for us here?
Yeah, sure.
All right, good. Nothing serious, I hope.
No.
No,
Oh, all right.
no.
Yeah, there will be no serious music here this afternoon.
This one we probably wrote. It was one of the originals, right? Not this. It goes back at least 15 years,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I think so. It was inspired because Moondog used to follow the parade,
Santa
the Christmas
from the
parade,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
would always be right after Santa.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I imagined, of course, a situation where Santa needed help for Christmas, and then Moondog took up the reins,
Ah.
pun now intended, and, flew around on Christmas night.
Yeah, I can see it totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a tribute to Charles.
Yeah.
I don't know
Hope
his
he's
last
doing
name, but
well.
I saw him some months ago.
Oh, yeah?
He's in a nursing home, but he seemed to be doing well. So
Oh, that's good.
We
Yeah.
always loved seeing him.
Yeah, yeah. He's a fixture of Wheeling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, this one is called "The Night Moondog Saved Christmas."
Okay.
I remember the time Santa couldn't make it out of the North Pole. There was a ferocious blizzard, and we almost lost Christmas that year.
But who will bring us presents?
Who's gonna fly through every single town now that Santa's sleigh broke down, bringing happiness, cheer, and joy, bringing presents to each girl and boy? It's Moondog biking through the snow, waving flags and mistletoe. The elves rejoice, we have no fear, 'cause Moondog saved our Christmas this year.
right. A moondog Christmas. Yeah, very good. I can see it. I mean, I think that this should be the next Christmas special, really.
Oh, yeah. A nice animated
Yeah,
special,
right,
you know.
like the claymation
Oh, I want to
moondog.
make this
and,
now.
Oh, yeah.
I can totally do this.
Definitely.
I think it's a good project, good art project for you there. Just do
Yeah.
stop motion animation. Was it Rankin Bass? Rankin Bass. Was
Yes.
It? Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yeah. We watched on Netflix. They have a series. It's called The Holiday Movies That Made Us.
Yes, yeah, and the Elf one.
The Elf
yeah,
one,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And how
The
obviously
Nightmare
when
Before
you watch
Christmas
it,
after that.
it's very inspired by Rankin Bass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I-
And they very nearly got sued because it was too close, almost. Yeah. It's good though. Yeah.
It's crazy how it goes to show how strong that script was, that movie was even made because the scriptwriter didn't know anybody, and then his two friends or whatever that he put in charge of
Yeah,
making
they
this
were the
happen
producers.
didn't know anybody
Yeah,
either.
it's amazing.
And
yeah.
somehow it.
Yeah, it fell together because they got Will Ferrell attached, and so that maybe was it. But yeah,
It's a favorite.
your boys like it.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
Yeah. We love Christmas movies at our house.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now, you don't watch the Hallmark Channel, do you?
No.
Oh,
we
okay.
didn't-
Yeah.
no,
You don't
none
need
of
it.
the-
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we might watch the Colonel Christmas one.
Colonel
The KFC Christmas
Oh, really?
one.
Yeah, Colonel Sanders Christmas. Yeah. that does look like. I mean, maybe it would be like an automobile accident on the highway. You just got to look at it.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. But I imagine it's one you'll have to take about 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
If like, watch the first 5. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good.
All right, that's enough. Yeah.
Then we started Santa Shark. We
Santa
didn't
Shark?
get
Nope,
to
Santa
finish.
Jaws.
Santa Jaws.
Oh, all right. I don't know that
We
one.
need to finish it.
Oh, okay.
It
It is what you think.
We're gonna need a bigger sleigh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it is as bad and good as you could
Yeah.
possibly hope for.
And you are a connoisseur of things that are both good and bad at the same
Yeah.
time. I think.
Now, normally I do not like movies that set out intentionally to be bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one, of course, is, but it's one of those movies that kind of crosses the line where they set out for it to be bad, and you're all in it together.
Yeah.
Versus we're going to make this bad movie. There's a fine line.
Yeah. Yeah. There definitely is. There was
If
a
you've
film.
got a bad movie, you can't pretend it's going to be good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I know. For example, I think the worst Christmas movie I ever saw came out when I was a kid. It was called Santa Claus versus the Martians, and it was just terrible. And you can still see it somewhere. I think it was made in Mexico. It was so it was all dubbed and everything was you couldn't understand. But it was terrible. It was just terrible.
My Uncle Perry gave me a copy of that DVD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a huge movie
Of Santa Claus versus the Martians?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Gave
All
me a
right.
DVD of that.
Did you actually watch it?
I started it.
Yeah,
and didn't
yeah.
get to finish it.
I don't
Cover
blame
your
you.
ears,
I
Uncle
don't blame you
Perry.
at all. I was 9 years old and I stuck it through it at the Capitol Theater back in those days.
Santa was pretty creepy, as
Yeah.
I recall.
Yeah, yeah.
And everything about it was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing. Well, what other thing do you have to play for us?
Okay. Well, let's stray a little bit from the Christmas
Okay.
spirit here,
All right.
and go into.
We got about
Would you
we got about
say-
5 minutes of live
Got
time.
about
left.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Would you say? Oh, go ahead. Were you going to change the page?
No.
Oh,
Were you going to give us a?
I was just going to say, are we on a streak?
I believe we are.
Uh-oh.
When you're in an elevator, waiting for the drop, waiting for the stop, waiting in a thong, jump out that box, and then you run. You better run. wide, preaching vibe, kiss the bride, show them how to take that plunge. And then you run. You better run.
These are all true stories.
When you're at your nana's, jump out of that birthday cake.
Maybe not that one.
When you go for pizza, make sure that boutique quake. You're on a streak. Streak in the rain, streak in Spain, streak in Maine, streak on the plane, streak. Yeah, I know what you're saying yourself. You're saying, did you just say streak in front of the rain and Spain falls mainly on the plane? And in fact, I did. That's the level we're willing to go to in this song. That's what we call comedy. And there went the streak.
All right, very good. I was glad it wasn't Ray Stevens anyway. So
We're all glad.
yeah, very good. Ryan and Mindy Sears here. Ryan is a member of every band in the Ohio Valley.
Yep, all of them.
that Greg Molnar's not in, at least. Which is, that covers everything, I think.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan's in Mr. Fancy Pants primarily, but also in the Pussyfooters and the brand new band
Casket Candy.
Casket Candy. All right. And I'll be forgetting that by next time we talk. But
And this is 32 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
oh, and 32 degrees.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Is that sort of based on 98 degrees? Or is that,
Yes.
all right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much the impetus
Yeah,
behind
all
it.
right.
That's
yeah.
how old this band is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I took my kids to see 98 Degrees when they went at the Civics Center.
yeah.
West
Did I say
Bank.
old? I meant young.
It was,
Yeah.
they were little kids. Yeah, that's right.
How
was it? It was a boy band. It,
Yeah.
Like, they sang really well and they danced really well. So I
Sure.
guess, it wasn't my idea of good music, but, they enjoyed it. So
Oh, well,
it's
that's
good.
all that matters. Yeah.
That's all. And now my kid is, she's
In a rock
kind
band?
of a rock
Yeah.
star now in
Yeah.
England, at least anyway. So
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
kicking butt.
yeah, she is. She is. I'm very proud of her. I can't afford her though. I can't get her on this show. I just can't afford it. She's
Maybe
too.
for Christmas.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we can zoom her in or something. But hey guys, thank you so much for coming in. Really on short notice too,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I had.
Thanks for having us.
I'd asked Inaga Martin, and she was unable to be here today. She was able to be here on Friday, but we got preempted by a WVU basketball. So those things happen, and she's home with her kids now and stuff. So we're gonna have her back on at some
Oh,
point
yeah, I
too.
love
So
her. She's great.
that should be yes. I really enjoyed it. She gave me a copy of her album. when she
Oh,
came.
isn't it good?
Yeah, it really is. It's nice. And I love the vinyl anyway. Okay, well, we're going to wrap here. You've been listening to Ryan Sears, Mindy Sears, my guest here. I'm Butch Maxwell, along with Lola Martin Miller, here on the Watchdog Afternoon Drive. I will see you next Monday. Take care. Have a good evening.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
We'll have a full look from Washington coming up in just minutes. But first, West Virginia now has its first batch of the COVID-19 vaccine. Thanks for joining us tonight for 7 News at 5. I'm Katherine Guyan. The delivery coincided with a West Virginia visit by White House Coronavirus Response Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx. The vaccines were delivered to an undisclosed location in Monongalia and Kanawha counties, 2 of the hardest hit in the state. Healthcare workers, nursing home residents and staff, and first responders will be among the first vaccinated. Priority